Oh, the audacity.
The audacity.
The audacity. I trimmed up my beard today on my own. It was getting a little scraggly.
It looks good. See, mine was too. I completely shaved the whole thing.
Yeah, you did a great job.
I went just the mustache, for a couple of days. And then I had to just get rid of it totally.
Yep.
But thank you all Patreon members for supporting the podcast financially. We very much appreciate it.
Welcome to the Patreon portion. Portion. There we go.
So for the Patreon intro, I was just kind of wanting to chat about, because we haven't actually talked about this yet.
We haven't. No.
I think you might know what I'm going to bring up, the whole Twitter fiasco.
Yeah, I put that in the notes. I didn't know if we wanted to talk about it in the episode.
Yeah, we can bring it up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see it right there. Yep. Okay.
I don't want to say any names because I don't want to call people out. But like, I'll say names on our Patreon.
Yeah, people can go look at the tweets and they can go to Black Series Cantina. That you, maybe, or me. Is it me or you? I don't know who's tweeting that account.
That was my favorite part.
Nobody seems to know.
As soon as I saw how hostile Way of the Sith was, I'm like, that guy thinks that's me. They all think that's me. 100%.
Though now I can just pretend I'm you now. I didn't realize I had that power.
You have the power to be me. I was inside you the whole time, Zach.
People are like, why are you liking your own tweets? What a tool.
I'm not.
We're tweeting at the same time, and you like it and then I like yours, and
I'm not
that was a good time.
That person right now.
And me and you rarely get hostile on Twitter, but
rarely.
Whenever people are I'm just gonna say, when people bitch about something and it's obvious they haven't paid attention or done any research at all, or have their expectations set at a realistic level, then I'm gonna say something, because that's on you. That's not on Hasbro. That's not on the Black Series team. That's 100% on you.
Yeah. that phrase, enough to be dangerous. It's kind of like that, where enough to form the wrongest opinion you can on something. And there's people well, it's my opinion. You don't have to like it. No one's saying you have to like it, but your reasoning behind why you don't like it is fundamentally flawed. It's wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you have the right information and you still don't like it, that's fine. 100%. Yeah. No one says you have to like anything, but if you're gonna go on the internet and bitch about it, you should at least be informed. You should have the right information. Exactly. Yeah. Because people are gonna watch you. You have more of a responsibility to be correct on the internet than just some random ass Joe Schmo. You are giving out information, other people are going to watch it, and they're going to take you as a source for that information. Yeah. And if what you're saying is wrong, then that's just spreading more wrongness.
Yeah, and that's true, because if you think about the casual collector, and you see a lot of these on the Black Series subreddit, they're like, hey, kind of getting into the line, has this figure been released? I would understand, those are the people that all these negative people are just they see that kind of video. Oh, they put the wrong Ewok on the Paplu package, and then those people they're like, wow, this line kind of sucks,
And you get the same thing when Forlom and Zuckuss came out in the Empire Strikes Back line. People are like, oh, they mixed
flipped
up.
It,
They mixed them up. Hasbro's so lazy. How could they get this wrong? Blah, blah, blah. And you're like, they didn't get it wrong. They did that specifically on purpose.
Yep.
I want to touch on this more on the proper episode, but
yeah, for sure.
Specifically, if you want a good time, and because we won't name names, on the proper episode, but for people watching this, and you don't have to side with us on this. I don't care. If you like these people, continue to like them. I have no ill feelings towards these people at all. It seems to all be directed at us. But Way of the Sith and Oakhurst Studios, one pretty big Star Wars YouTube, figure toy channel, I guess.
But somehow all of his views get 800 views. All of the videos do nothing.
He has more subscribers than I do, and about the same or lower view count. as I do.
Yeah, his ratios are way off.
Yeah.
There, you know?
Yeah, people look at subscriber counts on YouTube and they go, look at how many subscribers he has. YouTube doesn't care about subscribers. You can have 100,000 subscribers. If your videos are getting like a small percentage of those subscribers, then your channel's basically dead, basically.
Yeah.
I'm right there with my channel for the most part. Like I get a couple videos that break a couple thousand here and there, but like most of my videos stall at around 1,000 now. I'm not nearly as big as I used to be, and I'm fine with that. Like I had my heyday.
I feel like you've also. Well, go ahead.
Well, it's like I've kind of stepped back a little bit because
I was about to say.
I
was about to say that. You've kind of taken a step back from YouTube ever since we got going with the podcast really big.
It started before that, to be honest with you. It started a little before that. Yeah. It's a lot of work to constantly be up on the game. And you got people that I feel like are doing it better than me. Like Lance Peter Luke and Out of the Basement, I feel like kind of made the same content that I did, but I like their content better than mine. I'm going to still make videos because it's something I do for fun. But I don't care if mine is the first out. I don't care if mine's the biggest out.
I like your videos, Mike.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. That means a lot to me. But it's like I really like doing this podcast with you, and that's definitely where I've been putting more of my energy. So
I will say I like all three of your alls, and of course I still watch Robo, quite a bit. But I go to Out of the Basement for the stream, and then the Figure It Out every Friday, and then every now and then I'll watch one of the figure reviews, and then Lance Peter Luke is where I watch mostly like the figure reviews, and then I like whenever you started doing like let's talk about Boba Fett for half an hour. Let's talk about this for 40 minutes or 20 minutes, and then
it's less of a figure review and more of like just a topic or something like that.
Like a chat about it.
What it's kind of like what we do on the show, where it's like, okay, I got these Boba Fetts. Let's talk about all the different Boba Fetts that have been out. Like more of a casual thing than a structured review that I used to do, and that's kind of what I enjoy doing right now because it's less work and. A hobby like that really shouldn't feel like work, and it was starting to feel like work, and I didn't want it to be. So, whatever, it's still fine. I still enjoy it.
Yeah, you notice how much better my camera is now than it is the past couple of. That's because I've been using the same camera, but I've been really lazy and I haven't been turning my light on. So I got this nice LED light, so it like really focuses now.
Yeah, so it has more information. Yeah, I've been using my phone for my camera the last 2 times.
Because I've been upset. I'm gonna spoil like a figure, but like when I feel like lately, whenever I show a figure, it doesn't focus well because there's no light coming from this way. So now I feel like I'll be able to get it to.
You can focus better on it. Yep.
Yeah.
I still haven't opened that figure.
I'm trying to point out a detail. Dude, he's cool. He's cool. I guess we'll talk about it more in Fine Editions.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
It's pretty much the same thing we've already gotten, but the black looks nice and sleek and all that.
Yeah,
so.
I'll probably do like one of those like let's talk about Andor videos or something like that when I get it.
I didn't expect. Well, I feel like I'm starting to talk about stuff I'm going to say on the show, so I'm going to stop now. I guess we can keep talking about Oakhurst.
Well, what we're doing right now is we're for the people watching, i.e. our Patreon supporters, we are waiting for our guest to join us. He's joining us at 5, or in like 10 minutes, I should say. Because when you're watching this on, our Patreon, saying we're expecting him at 5 is meaningless. But he can only give us an hour. So I wanted to get on and get a lot of this out of the way before we got into the stuff proper. So we're just kind of shooting the shit. But yeah, you want to talk about Oakhurst? Let's talk about Oakhurst, man.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring up a minute ago the fact that you called him out on what was his first point. It was the Papaloo thing, and then people were like, well, the Papaloo's not even accurate, and it's like, are you all even paying attention? Like I just don't get it at all. And there was a reply that you did, I kind of forget what it is now, but it's the whole I remember now. It's the whole the Kenner figure thing where he thinks it's a Kenner figure. It should look like it should look like the
Yep.
like really light brown, like no, the Kenner figure is like, it's the old it's that Obi-Wan Kenobi that you can see in my corner right here, or it's that Akbar with the more colorful colors, and like the actual Kenner, the Boba Fett, right there.
Yeah. There's a difference between the 40th anniversary, like repackages line, and then there's the Kenner inspired line.
Yeah,
because the 40th anniversary repacks are literally the same figure with the retro back on it. The basically a big version of the
original
card.
Yeah,
whatever was on the original card, that's what you get. Same picture, same quotes, like name, all that stuff. Then the Kenner inspired version affects the actual figure inside, where they'll change up the deco or any accessories they come with, i.e. the Akbar comes with his little anal bead stick or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was his point. He's like, well, if they really were going to do that about,
if they were going to pay homage, then
Bib Fortuna should have come with his staff instead of cups. And no, yes and no. Like, I agree. I would actually rather Bib Fortuna come with
for sure,
that staff instead of cups. I'm not going to argue with you on that, but
they're not paying homage with the figure. They're paying homage on the card, not the figure on that one.
Correct. Yeah. Although it seems like they did. Well, we'll talk about the differences and literally, when we get there. But yeah,
you can do to not be confused with that. You can listen to Black Series Cantina.
You can just listen to Black Series Cantina, where we have all the accurate information. Yeah, absolutely.
Or you can watch any other creator, like Out of the Basement, He's Peter Luke.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And just stay informed. Obviously, like, he's not informed. He just sees everything and just has
he's very reactionary. Yeah, he's very reactionary. Yeah.
I got to make a reactionary video because that's the video that did real big for me, and those are the ones that get the most views.
Yep.
It seems like.
Yep. Yeah, the hate views. Creators. You got to hate watch it. You got to hate make it, and we don't want to be like that. Like, we'll critique something, we'll complain here and there, but we're not fabricating stuff to get views, and that's why we're not talking about this on the video proper, because I don't want that to be like I don't want a public beef with anyone. I don't want to be that channel,
Yeah.
I don't know what Way of the Sith's beef is with me. I know it's clear that he has one, because he made a Twitter post a long time ago that was clearly talking about us and clearly talking about one of us, and I'm very certain I've never interacted with the guy before, never. So I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah.
There was, speaking of what you were just mentioning, there was a specific YouTube thumbnail that I saw, and it was here, I literally just found it. Oh, it's actually from 2 months ago. It's just on my main YouTube. It's from Rogue One. I've never seen this guy's videos before. But it's the Obi-Wan and then the Ben Kenobi, the Tiffin Station. And the headline is literally Obi-Wan versus Ben Kenobi. Why you should cancel your pre-order. ... or not.
Okay. Sure.
Why are you going to tell me to cancel? Some of these YouTube thumbnail headlines, I just don't get.
Well, it's the same thing with I love Yak Face. I love Jason.
Yeah, but you deleted it.
But I did delete it. But he made that whole big post about how terrible the ATST was and how you should vote with your wallet and not buy it. And you know what? I have to say, it was a negative post, but he made some valid points. It's an old mold. Apparently they fixed issues with it. His
points are valid, yeah.
But his points are very valid, especially for how much they're charging for something they already have. It's not like they don't have to make this from scratch, It's not like a brand new on either item. So I get where he's coming from. I get what he's saying, but he made this whole big hullabaloo about how you shouldn't post it or how you shouldn't buy it. And then 6 hours later, he's like, here's the live post. Here's my affiliate links. Please buy them here so I make money. It's okay, where's your principles? Either they shouldn't buy it or you want to profit off of them buying it from you. I don't really get the dichotomy there. And I don't get, I get it, I guess, where he wants to make money. But he also has an opinion on it. But it just feels disingenuous, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But
I don't like whenever
I didn't want to start trouble, so I can't.
I just don't like whenever like people like as influential as Yak Face is in the community, like I'll give my opinion on something, but I don't like doing the whole campaign to get people not to buy it. You know, I feel like that's like really weird.
You still hear no oola, no moolah all over the place.
I literally saw it on Reddit today.
On Reddit today? Yeah, I made that. I commented on that. Yeah.
That Rancor post that somebody put.
Yep.
And the first one of the comments I saw was like, no oola, no moolah. It's like, are you?
No, I'm like, come on, man. Come on. There's Jimmers. Let's bring him in and we'll get that episode started here with that luscious head of hair of his.
How's it going?
All right, hang on a second. I gotta get my headphone. There you guys are. Okay, I got you in my headphones.
All right, we did it.
Yeah, we don't hear ourselves. Perfect.
Yeah, love found a way.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're
Dude,
good.
it's all good.
I'm
It's all
the worst
good.
with technology.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Okay.
So hi, Jim.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, well, thanks for being on. You're doing us a favor. So it's nice having collectors on. It's nice having people that, have something cool going on who also collect things going on.
So is it going to
Yeah.
just be like us complaining about how expensive things are now?
Prices are
good.
going up.
That is a topic. We are in a weird crunch of where things are catching up, but also they're catching up from both ends.
Yeah.
And we're getting railroaded.
I'm getting
right in between.
I'm getting slammed on pre-orders, man.
Yeah. And it sucks for you and I because we collect like multiple lines.
Yeah.
For Zach, he just does like Black Series and stuff, but for us, like Transformers, Black Series, like it's terrible.
It's like between Black Series, Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, Spawn.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Transformers. Like I've kind of cooled it on Transformers a little bit because
have you? Yeah.
Well, mainly because what keeps me interested in Transformers is the comics usually, and IDW is losing that. And while I really dig that they're doing Tarn next year, I had to pre-order him. There's not a whole lot of excitement because I did like that Beast Wars trailer. That was pretty cool, but
it does look cool. I'm down with that. Yeah.
But yeah, Black Series, I have a lot to complain about, guys.
Hey, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
We're here to vent.
And our
that's
audience.
all good. Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna get started real quick. What we're doing right now is a little Patreon intro. Sometimes we get people watching live. I think I might have when I made this and put it on YouTube, I put that we were starting at 7:45, but I put it on my time, so people are probably not expecting us to start for the 2 hours. But usually we have a couple people in the chatting, but it's a little extra for our Patreon people before we get started. Cool. So the way this will work, if you have anything like any recent additions you want to talk about, you can. That's what we usually start off with.
I have a pile here.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
You're joining us. So, well, when we did Ken Plume, our fine additions lasted like an hour and a half because we couldn't stop talking about all the stuff we got. But okay, I'll. You know what, Zach? You haven't started us off in a long time. Why don't you start us off?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, why not?
Alrighty. Hello there. Welcome to Black Series Cantina episode 34. We got a good episode for you today, but first to introduce my co-host every episode, Mike.
That's me. I'm Mike all day.
And we have a special guest.
What's up, guys?
That's right.
Jimmers, is that what we're going to refer to you as?
Jimmers, why not? Yeah.
It's whatever.
It's whatever.
I'm Jim Simonic. I run the Distortion Productions record label and the Electronic Saviors fundraiser. That's all industrial music in case anyone out there likes it. There's got to be one of you.
I do.
One or two.
I have like at least 4 of the albums from your record label.
Oh, thank you.
I do on some level.
Right on.
I've got the Respect the Primes and the Kill Lock albums are on.
Oh yeah, Kill Lock. It's
yeah, so
cool.
good.
Right on. Well,
So for the people
thank
listening, yeah. For the people that don't know, the Respect the Primes album is part of Electronic Saviors, which is the cancer fund, which is, it's a good cause, and it's available as far as I know on every streaming service. But what they did was they took the '86 animated Transformers movie soundtrack, and they got some great bands, and some bands I never heard of, and now I've heard of them and I love them, to do covers. Industrial covers, metal covers, like of all of those songs, and even like the instrumental Vince DiCola songs. Like those are some of the best ones on the album.
Those were hard to get, actually. Those were hard to license.
They're so good, though. Yeah.
Like when I was first licensing that, I went with one company, and they were like, we don't have some of those Vince DiCola instrumentals. And I'm like, oh, so like, okay.
That's important.
And then I went to this other company, and they were like, we got them all. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it up with you guys then. And I was like, what do I got to pay for these licensing fees? And it was a lot, but now I'm kind of grandfathered in. So whenever I do a repress, it isn't as expensive as that initial thing, because we also did the Crow soundtrack as well.
The soundtrack of the Crow. That's right.
Yeah. So, but those remain my top selling albums. All I have to do is go to a TF Con and and have a table there and just have it playing, and people are like, "What is that?" And I'm just like, "This is our covers album."
It's great. So actually, that's where I met Jim, was at TF Con in LA back in 2019, I think it was, because I was there with my other Zach co-host, my more different, taller. Actually, how tall are you? Yeah, how tall are you, Zach?
I'm 5'11", but if you ever see me on Tinder, I'm 6 foot.
What does your wife know about that joke?
What is going on out there in California? Do 6 foot Zachs grow on trees?
well, the other Zach is like, he's like,
well, sorry,
he's
I'm
like
not from
6'5".
Kentucky. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I just want to.
You're from Louisville.
I just want to say that.
Yeah. It's very important to have that distinction, because Louisville is not the same as the rest of Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm not a little country bumpkin, I did go to college in Bowling Green, though. And
Louisville's cool. I like Louisville. I was there for a BotCon once.
See?
Nice.
It's got that going on. Yeah. Well, so Jim and I met with Transformers stuff, and then I saw his name on like random Facebook Black Series. I'm like, he also collects Black Series? Like, this guy is the coolest guy I know. Like, he has an industrial label, he collects toys. Like, I got to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. So Jim,
thanks
what got you into collecting Black Series?
I was there from the very beginning, and mainly because before that I was a 3 3/4 inch collector, and I started collecting 3 3/4 inch. God, my buddies and I got me started in that hobby. I would say in 2000. So Power of the Jedi was out. I had always loved Star Wars, ever since I saw Return of the Jedi in theaters when I was six years old. So I'm sort of dating myself, but it's always those movies always kind of meant a lot to me, and I had a bunch of them when I was a kid, and then when the relaunch happened in '95, I remember being in like a Walmart somewhere with my cousin, and I was like, I could see myself getting into collecting these. I'm like, these are awesome. They're like better sculpts than they used to be. And
well, in '95, they had the big muscular
bodybuilding.
I mean, but take that Greedo as opposed to the Greedo from 1979 or whatever. And
100%.
And so I would. It wasn't until years later where I was just like I like the Dark Horse comics a lot. the Dark Empire, Dark Empire 2.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, Boba Fett had a bunch of one shots, and that's where they, were all about.
Was it Twin Engines of Destruction?
Yeah,
things like that.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it was all about Boba Fett, surviving the Sarlacc pit and all that stuff. And it was just like the stuff of dreams back then. It's like
he was hunting down Jodo Cast.
Yeah, Jodo Cast was great. There were a ton of them, and then the new movies came out and brought a whole wave of nostalgia with it, and the prequel movies, and I had a PlayStation 1 game called Jedi Power Battles. You remember that game?
Yeah.
We were talking about that with Luke recently.
Plo Koon was my go-to.
Exactly, me too. And that's when I was at the store that I still work at to this day, and I was in the basement where all the toys are, and I passed our Star Wars section. I noticed we had a Plo Koon figure, and I'm like, "What? They made a figure of that guy?" And so I immediately grabbed him, and I was like, "I need this." And so he was my first figure, and then my nature is completionism, and I know that's horrible.
It's awful. It's an affliction.
It's a curse. It's a good curse, though.
I started, basically getting everything, and some of the best memories I have of collecting back then were the Midnight Madness, midnight launch sales for like Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith with my buddies and stuff. So 3 3/4 inch, like, they did so much cool stuff back then with the comic packs and the really obscure deep cut figures. Like, I'm a huge Jabba's Palace nerd, so I can't name all the presidents of the United States, but I can name everybody in Jabba's Palace.
Postnikin, Evan like, a man.
I just love the look of those characters, Reese and Yak Face and all those dudes, Hermie Odal and those guys, like, so odd looking, and like so over the years they just kept filling the place out, and then when was it, the vintage collection like started to become a regular thing in like 2010. Like, there were a couple like little mini waves like before that, but called the original trilogy collection. Remember that?
Yep.
And
I do.
And then they started doing, the vintage collection on the regular, and that was like the first price increase. They went up to like $9.99 or like $11.99 or whatever, and
because they were like $4 or $5.99 back with Power of the Jedi and stuff like that.
I think the most expensive it got back then was $6.99 if you were at like
that was like
EB
Phantom
Games,
Menace, right?
Phantom Menace.
It was like $7.99 or $6.99.
When I worked at KB Toys when Attack of the Clones came out, and I think they were $1 more there than they were at Walmart. So I remember putting out all the figures like the night before they went live. Like, I set up the shelf, and then that morning I went to Walmart and picked up the whole wave. and I saved like $20 because I bought them there instead of at KB Toys, because they were like $1 more expensive at KB Toys.
So like after, the vintage collection started getting really cool, and then it just like died out of nowhere. Hasbro was just like, we're pulling the plug on it. We're not going to do it anymore. Maybe it'll come back one day. I remember that they were like, maybe it'll come back, and then I was just like, they released this thing called Black Series, but it was 3 3/4 inch, and you would go into the Toys R Us's, and the glue from the bubbles would, it wouldn't hold the bubble on the card. Stuff started becoming really terrible. Like, I there was a massive decline in quality, I noticed, like in around that time, but that's when they announced that they were going to start doing 6-inch Star Wars figures. And I'm like, well, didn't they try that one other time with the during Power of the Jedi? There was this thing called, there were only 3 of them. It was a destroyer droid. It was an Obi-Wan and a Qui-Gon, I believe, from episode 1. And they were 6-inch figures. You could never find the destroyer droid, but you could see Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon everywhere. And I guess that line just failed. It didn't take off.
It didn't do well.
And so I'm like, okay, well, if these are going to be like super articulated, I'll give it a shot. And then the first wave was, X-Wing Luke and R2 and
Darth Maul and
Darth Maul, yeah, and
Sand Trooper,
yeah, and I mean, they looked great for the time, and I was like, okay, I'll get into this, and it kind of just snowballed from there. But I don't know if you guys have had this or what your feelings on the sequel trilogy are, but after Last Jedi came out, I was so, I don't know, my love for Star Wars kind of died. Like I felt betrayed by that. I felt betrayed by that movie, and I felt like I was being punished for being a fan watching that movie, and so this is after I was into collecting Sideshow. I had every Sideshow 12-inch from the Luke that came out in 2004 all the way up to about 2012 when they did the Snow Trooper. So I had every single one. I sold all of those to buy a new car, which I'm still driving. And then I was just like, I'm kind of getting out of the 3 3/4 inch scale, and I just want to focus on 6-inch figures exclusively. And I started getting into Transformers really heavily because of the comics were so good around. They were, with the Death of Optimus Prime one shot and like all the way up through More Than Meets the Eye, Robots in Disguise, like all those books were so awesome. So I was collecting basically Black Series and Transformers then. Marvel, the MCU started to become really good with, and I, like, before 2008, I hated superhero movies. Like I didn't want to, I'm like, they're never going to do the kind of stories that I want to see. Like I was always a fan of like Adam Warlock, the Silver Surfer, even though they did that Fantastic Four movie with the Surfer in it, like the Thanos, like the cosmic stuff ever since I was in high school, because I read Infinity Gauntlet when it came out. That was my whole introduction to Marvel Universe, was that story. So whenever the MCU started and you got to like the end of Thor and there was the cosmic cube there, I'm like, could they really be going that direction with these movies? And I'm like, nah, they would never do Thanos in a movie. And then it happened.
And now it's like the biggest Marvel movies ever.
It's so weird to me. It's so weird to me that back when I was a kid, like no one knew who Thanos was outside of like your hardcore comics,
hardcore nerds.
Now he's pop culture. It's so
he's a household name.
It's so weird. Like everybody knows who Thanos is. Like people recognize my Infinity Gauntlet necklace, and people are like, "Oh, I love your necklace." People know what the Infinity Gauntlet is, and that's so strange to me. And like my girlfriend said, she was like, "Are you going to be an Adam Warlock hipster?" And I was like, "You're damn right, I am."
I was going to ask you how you felt about Adam Warlock in the trailer. If
he ends up blowing up after Guardians 3, I'm all about it. That's the movie I've been wanting to see my whole life. Like my favorite character of all time in comics on the big screen. As long as they do him justice, I'm cool with it. He looks good. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Do you feel a little betrayed that they took his big moment away from him with Thanos?
Yes. Yeah. I think they're going to actually do the same thing with Doctor Doom. Unfortunately, like they haven't introduced Doctor Doom yet, and they already have Secret Wars plotted out. Yeah. I don't think they should introduce him now. Like I think if they introduce him at the end of Fantastic Four or something like that, which is right before Secret Wars, I don't feel like that's sufficient time to build him up. I just think they should put Kang in everything at this point.
Well, and that's what I've liked about Kang is they've been sprinkling him in. Yeah. Like he was in Loki, but not Kang, but it was Kang. Yeah. But it wasn't Kang, but it was Kang, So I like what they're doing. Yeah, so I like what they're doing there.
Then Loki season 2, I'm sure they'll touch on him. I'm even hearing he may have something to do with an incursion in the Marvels or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? But like, I kind of felt like even Thanos was a bit robbed of. I mean, he was great in Infinity War. That remains my favorite movie of all time.
Infinity War is a great movie.
He was just amazing in that. But before that, what did we get? We got like 3 seconds at the end of Avengers. We got 5 seconds at the end of Avengers 2. And then we got about 3 minutes
a little scene
in
in Guardians of the Galaxy
1.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
they could have given him a movie in between there to like show how much of a threat he was going to be. I think to build him up a bit more. But you know, I kind of feel like with Doctor Doom, they're going to blow it, and I'm just like, you know, introduce him after Secret Wars and maybe do Secret Wars 2. That will be.
I
all
would
about
trust
it.
Kevin Feige though. He's proven himself. That's for sure.
I'm very envious of his brain, like the way his brain works. He, in a way, he kind of reminds me a lot of Todd McFarlane. Like Todd McFarlane's, like if you ever watch like Todd McFarlane interviews, some of the things he says. He did an interview on a channel called Near Mint Conditions, my buddy Omar's channel, and just some of the things he said to me about how to really follow your passion and do what you love and how to make it work just really resonate with me. And I just really love creators talk about that, because I mean, before the internet, he was around before the internet. And of course, I mean, you guys have been around to know that he revolutionized toys.
He did.
For sure.
I mean, he's a major influence in the toy industry, and I think it's really, you know, amazing what one person couldn't do. So I love hearing creators talk about that kind of stuff that they like doing, what they're passionate about, and they kind of just keep doing that and living their dream. And I can't get enough of when people do that kind of thing. So, you know, that's why I really appreciate having conversations like this, because I know I'm talking to people who feel how I feel about stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't agree with you on The Last Jedi, but we can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. Not everyone has to like everything. I'm okay with that. Like, but I understand your sentiment. Like, I've heard all the arguments against it and for it, and like I get why people wouldn't like it. I just happen to like it.
I don't. I mean, I can watch it now and be okay. I've made my peace with those movies.
Thank you.
I'm not one of those guys who goes on the internet and starts fights over that stuff. And I'm just like, no,
it's the people that can't let it go. That's the weird part for me.
There's my new gripe, I guess, is Andor, and that's
what's wrong with Andor.
And that's mainly because like I love Mandalorian so much, and Mandalorian really, after Last Jedi, it was Mandalorian and the Jedi Fallen Order game that really brought me back to Star Wars and collecting.
Very much looking forward to the sequel coming out in March. I think we just got that.
I think as we speak, they're revealing the gameplay. So as soon as we get on recording, I'm going to watch that. I think didn't it say 7:30 or 8:30 Eastern?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Yeah,
they were going to reveal that. So it's like as we speak, we can just do a live watch along. You know,
that's cool.
Go ahead.
As far as Andor goes, I'll keep that short. Like, it wasn't. I didn't hate the show. I think it was beautifully shot. The acting was top notch. The set pieces were gorgeous, but the only issue I have with that show is, like, if I was flipping through the channels and I came across that show, I would think I was watching like something that happened on Earth, like a drama. I was like, That's doesn't fair, yeah. It doesn't look like it. I feel like if that story came out in 1977 instead of Star Wars, it wouldn't have been nearly as successful.
I agree.
And
yeah, you can't have Andor without Star Wars, but it
definitely felt like, to me, it was had a bit of a vibe. Did you ever see THX 1138? Let's
say I've tried to watch it.
Yeah,
it's really boring.
Exactly. And that's the kind of vibe I got from Andor. It was a lot of talking, a lot of whispering, a lot of should we trust him, should we not trust him, and that there were very, very few action scenes in it. And I'm not one of those guys who needs, explosions constantly, but I didn't feel like it was intriguing enough. Like the plot wasn't intriguing enough. I don't know any of the characters' names. Like I didn't feel like I couldn't connect with anybody in that show. I knew Andor from Rogue One, and of course Mon Mothma, but everybody else, I'm like, who are these people? Like that one security kid that lived with his mom. Oh my god! Like this kid, like
he is the quintessential Star Wars guy, though.
Just like my goodness, like
Cyril eats cereal. That's how I remember his name.
And the last thing I'll say is,
I want him as a Black Series figure personally.
I'm sure we'll get him. I mean,
he better come with a bowl of cereal.
Like he was eating tricks in the one scene,
I think, and little Star Wars action figures.
He had stormtroopers and stuff in his room.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't subscribe to, what a lot of Star Wars fans do, where Star Wars has to be a certain way. It doesn't.
Sure. Yeah.
There's room for variety, but I do feel like that show sucked all of the mysticism and specialness that makes Star Wars out of it. Okay. But I mean, the writing was so great. The speeches, like, I dig that, but I mean, there were times where I was watching it and I was falling asleep, and that shouldn't have happened with a Star Wars show, and that's mainly my gripe with it. But
that's basically what my dad said too. I asked my dad what he thought, and he's like, I liked it, but like there were some slow parts.
Some people can't watch it with their kids, and like I think that's a detractor. It's like, if you can't, I mean, not all Star Wars has to be for kids. Like I definitely think Mandalorian is a bit dark at times, but I mean, they got Grogu there to pull in the kids, it's and there's not a whole lot of, aside from Grogu and the appearance from Luke, spoilers. I think everybody and their mom has seen that, I mean, there's not really much of the Force in that show either. I mean, it's just basically him, bounty hunting and trying to protect a kid. And I really dig that, because the bounty hunters were always my favorite part of Star Wars.
Same. How do you feel about the Kenobi show?
Kenobi had so much potential, but there were some Looney Tune moments in that show where he's smuggling her out under his trench coat and no one seems to notice, where Vader pushes him into the fire, but he still has his hair and his beard. Like, that's some strong hair and beard right there. He's laying in there, but basically Vader, force pushes the fire out seconds before it gets reignited and pulls Obi-Wan into it, and then they take a shot and create a bigger firewall. Yeah. Like, why doesn't he just force push that out again? It's like those little things that to get to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I thought there should have been a line from Vader there saying, "Let them run. I want him to feel the chase," or something like that. I want him to feel what it's like to be chased, or something,
to explain why he just let him go.
Or he could have said, or he could have did what he did to Boba Fett in Empire, where he puts his gun down, like Fett goes to fire on Chewie, and he knocks Fett's gun down. Yeah, and he could have done something like that, and he was like, "No, I want to see where they're going." Or something like that, and we need to track them, or something, because it could lead us to more Jedi Knights. But there were some amazing moments in that show, like the end fight. Man, when he levitates all the boulders and he just throws them at Vader, and there were just some great stuff in there. I wasn't that much of a fan of Reva. I think her acting was fine. But I didn't really see the need for that character to be in there, I guess. The Inquisitors were kind of strange, too, off of their earlier appearances in Rebels.
Yeah, Fifth Brother looked different.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
granted, that's an animated, more exaggerated look.
Absolutely.
Boba Fett was the same thing. I mean, there were some moments in Boba Fett that were questionable to me, and I'm just like, man, I question some of the decisions that are made with the show, like the teenage group on the bike that are like basically giving him orders, and he's like, we need to go do this, and they're like, no, we should stay here and do this, and he was like, no, we should do this, and they're like, no, why we should stay here, and he's like, oh, you're right.
I have the same gripes about Boba Fett. Like, I really like the Kenobi show, but I think it would have been a better movie, and they stretch it out just a little bit further than they should have.
Apparently, there's a cut somewhere called the Kai cut. Do you know about that?
I haven't heard about this. No.
Someone edited Obi-Wan, and apparently it's amazing. Like,
I
edited
heard
it
about
down.
This. I didn't know that's what it's called.
And it's called the Kai cut or something like that. And apparently that's supposed to like make the series a lot better. But I mean, there were some cool things to love in it. But why couldn't that be Forlom that was shooting at him on the rooftops?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I agree with that. Like, why not just make it Forlom? But I think there's something to enjoy from anything Star Wars on some level.
Of course. Like in Andor, I so wanted to see Palpatine like talking to Mon Mothma in the Senate.
Yeah.
Like,
well, what I loved about Andor is there are some scenes and characters in there. You have to know some deep cut characters. Like I didn't even understand that was Yularen in that one episode giving that speech. And I'm like, oh, that was Yularen? Yeah.
I suspected it was him because he had his white hair and he had a mustache. I was like,
and the mustache,
that could be Yularen. So I got to watch the credits. So, I mean, he's not addressed by name.
And that's kind of what I like about it is it doesn't kind of hold your hand, where there's stuff in there to appreciate if you're looking to appreciate it, or if you know what's there, but they don't have like a big sign pointing at it saying this is Yularen, you know. So
and that subtlety is, I think, definitely was a good thing in that show, because what they ended up. What am I trying to say here? I mean, the Mon Mothma stuff was great. But you know, like the last episode where she gives the speech and there's like the uprising by the townspeople, and they're all like throwing. Can I curse on this show?
Yeah, you can curse.
Okay, because they're throwing shit at the Imperials, and like it was like a giant protest kind of thing. I thought the whole show was going to be like that. Like, I just
wanted more of that.
Yeah, I wanted more like protest in the Empire. I wanted I wanted them to really show how the Empire would beat people down that did not obey them. And while the prison episodes were really kind of scary, you know, with the electrified floor and everything, I don't feel like it didn't convey to me the same kind of terror that the Empire, you know, that I always thought the Empire was, that had been conveyed in comics, where, you know, they would, I wanted to see, you know, and this is just fanboy dreaming, but you know, I assumed that they were building Death Star parts in that prison. And then you get the confirmation at the end that they were. I'm like, I bet they're building Death Star parts. Like, where are the aliens? Where are the aliens in that show? Like, it didn't feel like it. Like, I think that took away from it. You know, to not make the world feel like lived in a Star Wars world.
So I mean, there were a lot of aliens in there, but I think that the prison should have had more aliens in it. I don't think the prison had any aliens in it.
But it did show them sorting. So I think they probably
background ones. There were a decent amount of aliens in like the more exotic scenes, like where he's on vacation after he leaves. There's some aliens there,
and you got two tubes in there. But what I think would have been really neat, because you know, in Legends anyway, the Empire was like famously xenophobic, and
the Tarkin doctrine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yep.
So I think it would have made more sense for the prison to have more aliens than not.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
that reason,
totally.
like they're imprisoning the aliens and things like that. So
Wookiees, like put some Wookiees in there building Death Star parts.
something like that. Yeah, I do think it was very poetic that the Andor was building the thing that ended up killing him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
and then it's really scary when they realize they're not getting out, and that's what.
Oh yeah,
what triggers
that's what triggers it. I think it's there's a lot of judgment to be held because it is season 1 of a 2-season show, and maybe a lot of these things will be addressed or fixed in the second season. But I don't want to get too bogged down on this because it's a Black Series podcast.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's fine. No, it's a great conversation. I never want to shy away from that. But I feel like maybe we should talk about things we picked up. If that's cool. Some fine additions, if you will. Let's get into I'll make Jimmers. We'll let the guest go first here.
I just got Ned B. I didn't open him yet. But this is the windowless he's one of the first Star Wars figures that I got without a window.
How do you feel about the packaging?
I will always want a window. I mean, environmental reasons aside, I think that's a good thing that they're doing. It's a good initiative. But I want to see what I'm buying.
Sure.
And I also got this, a couple other things. This isn't Black Series, but I just got Gore. Too from Amazon. And,
are you an opener or
yes,
do you keep them in package?
So this is just stuff I haven't opened because I did get the Walgreens clone. And
good, yeah.
Nice.
I got this guy a while ago from GameStop.
Yeah, the Riot Trooper,
and the Target. This dude from Target, from Andor.
I
didn't even know this guy was coming out until I saw on what I see on there's 2 sites. I go to Yak Face and I go to Jedi Temple Archives, and I was like, I didn't even know this guy was coming out, and he's popping up at Targets. I got that the Shore Trooper as well, and
after seeing him, Obi-Wan. That guy really needs that shield, like.
I did a comparison of my 2 other Shore Troopers, and they're all 3 of them are different. I'm like, wow, this one has like an officer stripe across his chest that the other ones don't have. And the one I have has a blue armband. I guess he's like a commander or something like that. But those are my more recent Black Series. I just got the Daredevil. This is a Marvel Legends thing, but I just got this Daredevil 3-pack.
Oh, the 3-pack,
nice.
That just came today, and so that's essentially it. But I mean, I feel like every day at midnight, an email pops up saying
from Hasbro,
"Yeah,
something's coming. Yeah, something shipped."
I'm just like, Jesus, Zorana, Dusty, and
the Crimson
Guard are coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
I'm just like, that line is glorious. I'm so impressed with what they're doing with that line. And I just, with Black Series, I kind of wish that they would, I know that licensing is a thing. And I know that they own the G.I. Joe property. So they probably have more liberties to do what they want with that. And like, it was, you guys, I'm sure, were watching that Rancor HasLab, thing go down in flames.
We covered it extensively.
And
I did more marketing for that thing than Hasbro did.
Oh my God. And it's just like, man,
it's true.
I wanted that thing, but I didn't want the extras. I wanted the Rancor Keeper that they tacked on there at the end. And but man, if they would have done like, I mean, this we get into the, I wish they would have done this kind of thing. If it was, Rancor Keeper as a built into the price, and then they gave us the first tier unlock was Ula. I guess they can't. They say they can't do Ula for some reason. Well, we know the reason, but do Jiren. Yeah, six.
Six.
do the other Rancor keeper Jiren, who there is a 3 3/4 version of him, and give us somebody like Reese or Max Rebo from the palace that they,
See, I wouldn't want just Max Rebo. I'd want the whole band.
Yeah,
but,
the band. Yeah, give us the band.
I can't get just Max Rebo.
That'd be a good start, though.
Yeah,
start somewhere.
Like, Marvel Legends
also,
slow at building teams like that.
That's true.
They can.
That's true.
They can give us one at a time. It's cool.
Speaking of HasLab, are you in on the Transformers HasLab?
Yeah, baby. Deathsaurus. I had to. I think the Star Saber ships soon. So
I should get my Star Saber on Saturday, according to FedEx tracking. And I bought an extra one to sell. Basically, I'm hoping to essentially pay for my Star Saber by buying an extra one and selling it.
That's a great idea. I've got Unicron sitting up there. And,
my Unicron's up there.
I don't know what the going rate on Unicron is these days, but
easily over 1,500, maybe 2,000.
Wow.
So yeah.
Jeez, I never got the barge. I didn't buy into the barge.
Me neither.
But,
I haven't gotten any of the Star Wars HasLabs because I don't collect TVC, and none of the Black Series ones have funded.
Now,
of course, I wasn't gonna fund the lightsaber. I don't care about the lightsaber.
Did you guys ever collect TVC or 3 3/4?
I have a couple that I've recently bought, but other than that, I was like you, where I collected like those 95, 2000 lines, and then I stopped. Like somewhere around 2005 or 6, I got out of collecting completely, and when I wanted to get back in around 2012 or so, I felt like I'd missed too much. And like you, I'm sort of a completionist, and there was way too much to go back and collect. So when they were like, oh, here's some 6-inch figures, I was like, yes, please. Like I can start this line and I can collect the whole thing.
Just
and if I go back in time.
Just by itself, like the Exar Kun Ula Keldroma 2-pack. If you wanted to get back into it and be a completionist, you're looking at like a few $100 just for those guys.
Just for that. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, well, but on the Deathsaurus, by our next episode, Deathsaurus will be ended because it ends in like 4 days.
Yeah,
and it's about 2,000 backers away from unlocking tier 2.
I need that throne.
I have heard a rumor that there is a secret tier 3.
What?
I've heard a rumor.
I did not hear
this.
There's
a secret tier 3.
Are you allowed to?
Don't know what it is.
Source.
I cannot reveal any sources.
Your source.
But I've heard a rumor that there is a secret tier 3 that they will announce if tier 2 makes it.
Like I watched that live stream where they said that every Monday they get
they dump them
a dump from the overseas partners, and that's the last day. What if it like, and
we'll see. We'll see.
A secret tier would be dope. Yeah. Like I have Galactus over there and the Sentinel over here, So I like.
You are in on HasLabs.
I have.
Did you get the hiss too? Did you get the hiss too?
Yes, I bought it on the hiss.
Nice.
Like that one was. I mean, aside from Galactus, I initially was like, okay, they're doing a Galactus. I guess I kind of have to do this since I'm all into Marvel Cosmic, but. It was when they got to the tier with Morg.
Yeah, that's what got you.
I'm like, oh my god! Like,
that's what got a lot of people when they revealed that. That's what shot him up.
Yep.
Like,
and I was just like, wow. And then I have a Herald's 2-pack that also shipped with the Fallen one in it, and I got Firelord. So now they've done most of his Heralds. There's a couple still outstanding. I think there's like 3 left for them to do, but. Yeah, man. I love your display. It's a good time to be a Galactus fan. Yeah, for sure. Your display is awesome, Zach.
Oh, Zach's is the best.
Yeah. Is that the Boba Fett, the Kenner Boba Fett SDCC exclusive, like straight back?
Right there.
Right there you go.
Right there.
Yeah.
Is that with the foil card?
My signed by Ian McDermott, Palpatine.
Oh, yeah. I got a 3 3/4 one signed by him.
Heck yeah.
You got a holiday Wookiee up there?
Yeah, this is my. I want to open all the ones here, but I just don't have the space right now. So I got a plan for my room. I'm gonna get like a new desk here, and then this whole wall will be more shelves. So space is coming. Space is coming, but it's a premium in our hobby. But I have more figures. It's looking good,
my man. I like it.
I appreciate it. I have more figures to add to the shelf. So my fine additions. I'll start with the Ned B. That Jim already showed. The box of.
He looks great.
He definitely needs a wash. This is probably the first figure that I'm going to attempt to customize with a wash because he's just a little too bright for how dirty and how like real, he should be. But very cool. I love the articulation is as smooth
articulation
as it could be.
Is great. Yeah.
The weapon is like super cool. The hammer he comes with. We can get a little better shot there. The backpack with you got to plug in the backpack yourself, and then the tubes. You got to put the tubes plug in right there. Yeah, very cool. The detailing is cool. It just needs a wash. And
honestly, he's probably in my top 10 of the year.
He's very good. He's very good. He's big.
Nice weathering on his
nice
chest.
And bulky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you look at Landspeeder Luke's like whenever he does the wash and all that, it just looks so much better. Like with all these little weathered marks on him. And so I'm really excited to hopefully get this guy looking more like he did on the screen. But very satisfied and very happy with that deluxe. Continuing with the Kenobi show, I saw Jim had this one also, but I got the Tibetan Station Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm. That's easily my favorite Obi-Wan. It's such a good one.
I was super, super stoked when they announced this guy, but like words can't even describe how much I am in love with this figure. Even though it's the same exact figure, aside from the backpack and the little soft like goods. The cloth here.
Yeah, like, he's got the best soft goods of the year. It's so good. Easily.
It might be the best, like one of the best soft goods we've ever gotten in the line. Like I'll go that far with it. Like it fits well. It's not super oversized or anything. You do kind of got to pull it down on the back to make it look nice and snug here.
I bought 200 feet of wire, and I'm probably gonna try to wire that cape.
It was like, let me know how it goes.
It was like $5 for 200 feet of wire on Amazon. So
you guys get into customizing your figures?
Not much.
No.
It's mostly Landspeeder Luke's fault if we do.
Yeah, that's the first one that I'm gonna attempt to do, and then hopefully that'll get me inspired to put washes on some other figures. And the furthest I've gone is, figures come really shiny, their faces are like super shiny. I got that matte spray that I'll just take outside and put like some fabric around their body, then just hit their face with the matte spray, and that takes the shininess away. So that's like the furthest I've gone with customizing.
Let me ask you guys this. Like, do you guys have trouble tracking down like Walgreens exclusives in your area? Like that I have clone.
Walgreens
like, he went up. Yeah, he went up on the Walgreens website for like 5 minutes and was gone. And then I was checking randomly one day and saw that he was up again. And so I chose the ship to store option because I still haven't seen him in a store. But like now Walgreens around here, I live in the Pittsburgh area, by the way, and Walgreens around here are just now getting like binaries and quasars and Baron Zemos, like figures that should have been out like so long ago. The clone there was a clone that was before this one,
the 212, the yellow one,
the 212.
Yeah. And like I think I saw him once.
Yeah, the one that took a year and a half to get out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Walgreens exclusives are tough. That's for sure. They're one of the retailers that needs to improve, but I'm not sure. You just gotta cross your fingers,
or at least allow them to put them up on Pulse, like a limited amount, like they do with some of the other lines.
Yeah. I also got the Target exclusive Ferrix Imperial Officer, and like Mike mentioned already, I think. This figure would have been a home run if it included the shield. It's pretty much we've gotten this figure already, just green, with the Han Solo, but this should have came with a shield. I mean, it's just a person that we've gotten mostly, a weapon we've gotten a million times. It does have the silver paint on the blaster, which is really cool, and a nice little touch that they didn't have to do.
It's interesting they don't come with the new Imperial blaster that the new Stormtroopers come with.
Yeah.
It comes with the old Imperial blaster that's a little bit bigger.
Point.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't have a holster either, which I always appreciate a good holster.
Yeah, you need somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
But why doesn't this guy come with a shield? I know
it should come with a shield
in their concept images that this guy had a shield.
So they can release a battle damaged one with a shield later that we'll
and
buy.
I'll buy
again.
it.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
That's the real reason. I mean, but at least his helmet does come off, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the
that's
helmet,
true.
It's a cool look. But the one I really, really like, and I like it for some reason more than I thought I would, like when I opened it or when I got it. And I actually got this today. It's the Dark Times Andor Imperial Officer.
Oh yeah, I think mine's coming tomorrow. So
mine's coming on Saturday.
This is my first look at him. Actually, I've not actually seen him yet.
He's
only in the one scene, right? Like
that specific
the flashback.
one. Yeah, that specific one with that mustache.
Yeah.
He's got a very impeccable stash here. I'll say that. And what I really like about it, the head comes off very easily, so you can just plug other figures' heads on there. Like I put Chris Evans's Captain America head on there, and
you put J. Jonah Jameson's head on there, and that was hilarious.
Jameson's head on there, and that was cool. I mean, it's just like
bring me holograms of Spider-Man.
I put Peter Parker's head on there from the Ned Leeds pack, and you can like buy a couple of these guys, and then just
I wonder.
make a couple of them.
I wonder if my selfie series head will go on there.
Oh, that it might. There's a good chance it would. But yeah, this.
Oh, did you? You guys did that selfie series?
You
did that?
I did because I'm a sucker.
Are you happy with what you got?
Absolutely not. No, not even a little bit.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Oh man. I was wondering, like, you're the first person I know that got one of those.
Yeah, as a like reviewer / influencer, whatever, I felt it was my duty
to get one,
to buy one, so that I can say definitively. There are some people that I think they have the right face for getting a likeness that works. Mine is not one.
Yeah, I don't with my hair. I don't know. I don't exactly know if they allow long hair. Do they?
They have long hair, but it's gonna look like a girl's hair.
Yeah, it looks more like a girl's hair.
They don't have beard options like mine. And they don't have glasses options. So without the beard and glasses, like it doesn't really look like me, because those are two defining features of my face.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's ways to improve that program though.
I'm hoping 2.0.
Hopefully coming years. Hopefully coming years.
2.0. Yeah.
But those are all my fine editions. I just got 4. So very fine editions on the shelf. And Mike has a ton, I'm sure, here.
Buckle the F up, because I'm all right. Let's start with Star Wars. I got 2 credit collection figures. I got this one a while ago and I forgot to talk about it. It's a Tusken Raider that looks like he's pee because he's all yellow. And then I just got the Ahsoka with the blue lightsabers, but I like it because it looks like the art, so I'm fine with it. Yeah, the color's cool. I like
Target
the colors
exclusive, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I got another Dark Trooper because they were on sale. So I got one for me, and then I got one maybe for a giveaway we'll talk about later.
The Dark Troopers are down to I saw for $22.
I got them. That's how I got it. I got one Ned B from Target because it was on sale back in August for $20. And then I got another one from Amazon because it was on sale for $20 and I forgot that I got 2. So now I have 2 Ned Bs, and I think I'm going to take this one, and I bought the paint wash that Lance Peter Luke told me to buy, and I bought the matte spray that Lance Peter Luke told me to buy. So I'm going to customize this one. And then this one's going to be just the regular vanilla one. So we'll see how that works.
You got to post a comparison if it's,
Of course. That's why I have 2. I also got my Werewookie.
There you go.
Oh, you got yours.
So
Did
I
you
got
find
mine
in store?
No, I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store. When they sent out the email saying they were going up, I was like, why the hell not? So I put up a pre-order because I was curious to see if it would come out before Walmart's, and it did.
It did.
Yeah.
So
mine got bumped till January.
Yeah. The ones
with
I got
the
from
holiday, with the holiday one.
Same.
But it's okay.
I'm like, I guess
they're over a month behind on Halloween. Why not be a month behind on Christmas as well? And then, speaking of which, I got the Amazon First Order Stormtrooper.
Heck yeah.
Holiday Trooper. So I'm all complete on those, which means I'm going to make a video on them.
Hey, can I ask you a question about that figure?
Do. Yeah.
That figure, are his eyes black, or are they like a... Okay, that's okay. I thought I had an error, like that his eyes were unpainted, but they're just like a different shade of green.
They're a different shade of green.
Yeah. I'm like, did they screw this? Did they not paint?
No,
this?
I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have gotten a ton of G.I. Joes, but I'm not going to go into them. I got like Sergeant Slaughter. But I did get Serpentor.
Oh, he's great.
And I wired the cape up. It took me forever. And I stabbed myself with a wire, but I put a wire in the cape.
Nice. That looks pretty good.
I also got Dr. Mindbender to go with that, of course. I don't like that he doesn't have his Cobra logos on his suspenders, because he should.
The back of his cape.
Or that too. Yeah, same thing. Let's see. Just today, I got Father Christmas from the was it Obscura Mythic Legions collection. So it's basically a Santa Claus action figure.
I've been hearing a lot about that Mythic Legions line.
I love Mythic. I have all mine. Oh, you can't see them. They're all right there. That whole shelf is Mythic Legions.
Wow. So they've been going a while.
Yeah, I got started because they started doing He-Man homages, and then I got sucked in. I did get a 3D printed lightsaber blade from Adam Priest.
Nice.
I just wanted to call him out and say thanks for sending that to me, bud. I haven't had the guts to try to replace, because I broke Darth Nihilus's lightsaber blade, and I haven't had the guts to try to fix it. So, anyways, and then second to lastly, I just got this today. I'm surprised at how small this is. This is the Holiday Optimus Prime.
Yeah,
it's so free. This box is tiny, and it was like $60. So it's just kind of weird.
Is that supposed to be Voyager size, or?
Well, if they sold this, if it was like it'd be a leader figure because of the trailer. But the Optimus, which is a new mold, is a Voyager sized figure. Yeah. But lastly, and this is 100% going to be my figure of the year, which is why I saved it for last. I got the Fury Toys Spring, which is basically their third-party Leonardo figure.
Oh, I saw your photography on this guy on Facebook.
And it is so good. It's small. And it was a little pricey for house size. I wasn't expecting it to be so small. It's about 5 inches tall, and it's a 1/12 scale figure. So it's supposed to be a 6-inch scale figure, but the Ninja Turtles, I guess, were originally small. So I'm okay with that. But he's a $55 figure, and he comes with a ton of stuff. Comes with a bunch of weapons, comes with an alternate head, a lot of soft goods. The paint is amazing on it. So I'm happy I have it. I was a little disappointed at first when I saw the size, but once I started playing with it, I was sold, and I'm definitely in for the rest of those turts for sure.
Yeah, that thing is amazing.
And that is all of my figures. That's what I got. Those are my fine editions.
Very good fine edition segment.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys show the figures that you showed, is that like a week's worth or a couple days or
2 weeks?
How far back? I'm just like,
yeah, we do this every episode, so every other week we have
every other week. Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm looking over at my shelf and I'm like, yeah, that guy's new. That guy's from this week. That guy's from this week. Like I just got Mr. Knight. So I was able to complete the Infinity Ultron. The Serpentor is probably my figure of the year. I love his chariot. It's so great. I got the Diamond Select Beta Ray Bill, and he's pretty awesome too. Though I'm afraid with Marvel Select, I only have a few of those. I have like Captain Marvel, Marvel. they're limited articulation, and I'm afraid to move them because I feel like I'm going to snap limbs right off. I got that Mr. Negative and Demon 2-pack from GameStop, and I snapped the guy's foot right off, like the demon's foot. Like I was trying to like position him in a way that he could stand correctly, and they're wearing like dress shoes. These figures have like, they're in suits and they're wearing dress shoes, and I'm like trying to move his foot, and the foot snapped right off. So I got to try and find a replacement.
That sucks.
What's GameStop's return policy on stuff like that?
You're probably
7 days.
I mean, I started opening a bunch of my older classified figures because I was keeping that collection in package, but now that they did away with Windows, I'm starting to open. So I'm like, you know what? I'm opening my Bats and my Crimson Twins and Storm Shadow. I'm just like, and then you open one, and then it snowballs from there, and I'm just like so happy with that line. And I'm very, very impressed with. Now I know why I go to stores and I can never find any of the new figures. It's always the Snake Eyes movie figures just hanging out. But I mean, you guys, like the comparison between classified and Black Series is like, it has to do with licensing, right? It has to be that's got to be the reason, because like they give us stuff like that's coming, like the Darth Malik and the Bastila Shan and the Mara Jade, like figures that I've wanted for a long time. I'm like, oh my God, these figures are awesome. And then they'll just give us like the umpteenth repaint of Grief Karga or like that Amazon 2-pack that just went up a couple weeks ago, the carbonized ones.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God, enough with this. Like, can you just give us characters like, or you know what? Just do different legions of clones. I can deal with that. I was like, those, if you're going to do repaints, give us those, and rather than, just the carbonized, the credit collection stuff.
I think it has to do with the age of the line. I mean, realistically, Classified Series came out like mid 2020, so it's going on a 2-year-old line at this point.
Yeah.
Whereas Black Series is hitting its 10 years next year. This coming year, actually.
They have a plethora of characters to choose from, and I'm shocked of the characters that we don't have yet, like a super battle droid, which could yield a bunch of repaints on that. We don't have a young Anakin or a Sebulba or
episode 1, the prequels is severely underrepresented in the Black Series.
A lot of the Jedi Knights, Stacey Tin, Agent Kolark, or Eth Koth or whatever. But
apparently that's changing this year. Apparently, from all the rumors and stuff, 2023 is going to be, since it's the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars, the 2003 Clone Wars. We should be getting a lot more prequels era stuff this coming year. But I think a lot of it comes down to, realistically, there's only so many new figures. They only have the resources to make so many new figures in the line. So they have to sprinkle in. There's budget, but also there's just time. Staff, like you only have so many people working on these figures. But it's that plus there's that quota for new stuff. Like Andor is a new show. Of course, they've got to sell. They've got to make figures for the new show to push the new show. Exactly.
So Bad Batch 2.
Exactly. So you've got to with that limited amount of time and staffing they have, they've got to meet the quota for putting older stuff in the line, catching up from the 30 years or whatever the 3 3/4 inch figures have been around.
Just give us one wave a year of OT figures,
of just OT figures.
One wave of prequel, or split it up. Give us multiple waves, but do like 2 prequel figures, 2 OT figures, 2 figures from the current shows media,
and then you're gonna have people.
Sequels?
arguing over who should be in there, and they're not feeling represented. And so I've got a spreadsheet of everything that came out in 2022.
Is it six? Is it six figures in a waiver or in a case?
It's
or is
in
it
between
8?
5. Oh, it's 8 total.
So
some of them are doubled up.
Yeah. 2 sequel, 2 OT, 2 prequel, 2 current media.
So,
or maybe 1 current media and 1 expanded universe or something like that. Just break it down like that, or just do whole waves. There we go. But I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know I have all the answers because I don't.
Definitively in 2021, we had Wave 31, which I got at the end of 2021, but a lot of people didn't get Wave 31 until this year. And that was with Boba Fett, Fennec Shand, the Rogue One Stormtrooper, things like that. Then there was Wave 32, which had Echo, Omega, Ahsoka Tano, and the Death Watch Mando. That one definitely came out this year. Then we had Wave 33, which is the New Republic droid, fifth brother, Obi-Wan, third sister, Darth Vader. And then Wave 34, which is kind of this year, but a lot of big places haven't got them in yet. So I don't even know if I would call it released yet.
Clone Wars Mall. Is that?
Yeah, that's the Clone Wars Mall one.
Grand Inquisitor, that's
Akira. Yeah. So that's Wave 34. Is. So at most, that's 31, 32, 33, 34. That's four waves we've gotten in 1 year. And that's been about what we usually get in a year is we get 4 waves.
Mainline waves,
of mainline figures.
1 per quarter.
About 1 per quarter. Yeah.
But instead of doing all these exclusives that are just like repaints, like give us, different clone commanders or something like that. You guys are buying the Republic Commandos, no doubt. They've done 3 out of 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. And wait for that last one.
They could have been on bulkier bodies or whatever. Like put them on Wrecker's body. Do something like that. But I watch the live streams. Whenever they release stuff, and the Hasbro team, they don't seem to be as passionate about the brand that I get from like the G.I. Joe team or the Transformers team. I feel like sometimes the guys are just going through the motions and when you're done, you're like, do these guys really even, are they collectors? Like you got to I was like, I don't think these they just, it seems too corporate. We've
talked about that plenty of times.
To that point, just this week, the TVC revealed the ATST and the bunker, and they made a video on it. Emily, who is 100%, you can tell she's a fan. When they were doing the streams from their home, you could see her whole collection behind her. Like Emily is a fan who does this stuff. Yeah. And her video showing off the bunker is like 3 or 4 minutes long. Then there's the Chris guy
who did the ATST.
Who did the ATST with the Chewbacca, and his video is literally 30 seconds long. It was not even a minute of talking about the ATST.
Okay,
and
that's very
to your
telling
point,
right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To your point is one of them was clearly passionate, so she wanted to talk about everything and gush and stuff like that. And the other guy's just like, "Yep, this is the ATST. It's got Chewbacca." It's like, that's it.
These were released in 2010 or something.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Jeez. Like, I always thought like an ATST would be an interesting HasLab for Black Series.
I would 100% back an ATST.
I would die for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, that would be so awesome.
But
so I think you're right. I think there's definitely, especially compared to like the G.I. Joe team, when they're HasLabs, like they've got that guy pretending to be Cobra Commander. Yeah. Like there's a lot more thought and effort put into their stuff, and the people that clearly like this is something they're into, versus kind of the Star Wars team where like Patrick, he's there.
Yeah,
he's a guy. Eric, I would say probably has some passion. Like I talked to him at Star Wars Celebration. It's clear that he does this because he loves it. But
and then the Marvel Legends team, those 3 dudes
those guys
are all
nerds.
Those guys are awesome.
I like those guys a lot. Like they're cool. But I mean, their knowledge on Marvel figures is, they know what they're talking about.
And even when they don't, like Dwight doesn't always know. Like you could tell he hasn't been in it, but he still enjoys doing it, which I think still comes through.
My critique of those guys is they're a little bit too into the X-Men. I'm like, there's other Marvel characters besides X-Men, guys.
Yeah, like there's No Way Home villains you need to announce.
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on, Hasbro.
I think for them the X-Men thing is coming around because there was a period when Marvel didn't own the X-Men.
Yeah.
And because they didn't own it and they weren't doing any movies for it. They didn't want to promote the X-Men.
Right.
That's why the Inhumans got super popular for a while, and everything was an Inhuman instead of a mutant, because since they didn't own the X-Men for movies and stuff like that, they didn't want to push them that much. And but now that everything's kind of come around, I think they're getting their comeuppance.
Even to that point, though, we only ever got 2 Inhumans. We got Black Bolt, Medusa, and that's it.
And they were both Walgreens, and they were both. Yeah, I got them both.
I heard that Karnak is supposed to be coming.
Oh, really?
Like he's on the rumor list for 2023. Yeah. But I mean, them doing deeper cuts for X-Men, I'm all about deeper cut figures. I mean, I don't need another Wolverine. I don't need another Cyclops. I'm not.
But you want a random?
if you're gonna give me Starjammers, if you're gonna give me random, he's got that triple barrel gun on his hand. I'm like, that's cool looking. I mean, some of these characters I don't even know who they are, and I'm like, if you're gonna give me a character like Sugar Man, I want more weird stuff like that. Just like real strange looking things. Like, the more characters that they could give me like that. But I mean, a little bit off topic with, I bitch and moan about this to my friends all the time. I'm like, there's so many characters they haven't done it's strange that they haven't done characters that were Avengers, like Moondragon, Jack of Hearts. We only just got Quasar, a good 80s Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel. Like, I'm like, any of the elders of the universe who had the Infinity Gems. Like, we don't have any of those guys, like a comic book collector or Grandmaster, or, these guys are all in the comics pretty prominently. Yeah. And I'm just like, man, they are pretty behind on some of their character choices. I like how they build out teams. I've been reading 90s New Warrior comics lately. So, I mean, we got a bunch of characters from that. But, like, I kind of feel like Black Series can, kind of take a cue from the Marvel team and try to do, they are doing the Delta Squad, but like try to do more teams or pairings like that, like maybe a Jedi Council wave or something like that, or just like maybe drop in one Jedi in a wave, multi waves in a row to, so you can recreate the scene where they go in to arrest Palpatine. And where are all the Palpatines? We only have one version.
We have
of
one.
Palpatine.
They keep re-releasing.
Like, we need his human.
We need a prequels.
One.
We need a prequels of Palpatine. We need absolutely.
I'll even take a decrepit Palpatine from Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. So I mean, it's just it's odd to me that there's figures that we don't have from, and we don't have Lobot yet. I mean, I don't think anyone's really asking for.
I am. He's been on my most requested list for like 5 years. I want Lobot. Yeah.
But some of the skiff guards, I think they could do like, especially with the technology now, they could do it. They could do an awesome Weak Way or Barada or Nikto.
Rees, Nikto. Yeah. A lot of, especially for 2023 being the 40th anniversary of this, like, there's so many like Jabba's denizens that we need to get in the line.
I'll take a HasLab Ephant Mon.
Right? Give us an Ephant Mon, a Man 2-pack.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, I would die. Like if they would do
Tier
something
1
like
will be Yak Face, and then
Yak Face. Where's he hiding? Or Yak Face Reese 2-pack to recreate the scene on the barge where they get into the fight. That was cut.
There's so many things. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Are you ready to jump into some news? And we got a lot to
Yeah,
get
well,
through
first,
here.
before we do that, I don't want to keep Jim.
Oh
How
yeah,
you
what
doing
time
on
is it?
time?
I'm
It's
not
6:16. Yeah.
Another 10 minutes I can do.
Okay.
Let me go through the guest questions real quick, and then
Yeah.
before we do the news. All right, what's your favorite Black Series figure?
My favorite. Oh man. Oh, damn. Looking over at my shelf. You know who?
It's a tough question.
A figure that I've really loved that they did, and I flipped out when they did it, was Darth Revan, just because I have a lot of love for that character. I got that Admiral Akbar on the vintage card recently, and I have a lot of nostalgia for that card because he was the first Return of the Jedi figure I bought off the shelf when I was 6, and the fact that they did him on a special foil card, and he has this vintage deco, and he comes with his little director's wand or whatever. And I'm like, that was really, really, like, I love that they did that. But man, I'm trying to think of Plo Koon is
Plo
up
Koon's
there.
a good one.
Yeah. And there have just been some really, really great ones. But yeah, I would stick with them 3.
Those 3. All right.
My mind is probably blanking, and I'm not thinking of somebody that's obvious, but yeah.
Knock on wood, your house is on fire. You only have time to grab one of those 3. Which one do you grab?
Oh man, I grab I have to grab the Akbar.
Akbar. Good choice. What is your least favorite Black Series figure?
Oh man. Oh man. This has to be a credit collection, I think. Can I just say the whole credit collection?
Yeah,
probably.
you can. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Yeah.
I just or the
carbonized,
or the carbonized stuff. Like I just,
for me, it would be carbonized.
At least the credit collection has at least it has the concept art on it. The carbonized is just like, do like 1 or 2 main characters in it and then leave it alone. They've done way too many.
I mean, there is some sequel figures that I didn't think were very well done, but I mean, I just don't see the point in the carbonized or the credit collection. I feel like it's a money grab and it's greed.
Yeah.
So but so yeah, so that's what I'd have to go with.
What's the top figure that you want them to make for the Black Series that they haven't made yet?
Oh, I think we just and this is like totally my. If I had to pick one,
if Hasbro came to you and said, "What's our next figure? We'll make it 100% new, but we haven't had it in the line yet," what would you tell them?
Oh man, I gotta go Ethan Mon. I gotta go Ethan Mon just because he's the most unique looking. Like, it would have to be somebody like that. It would have to be some kind of a weird, like something with a lot of sculpting that they would have to do. Because I remember buying the Attack of the Clones version, and he still holds up, man. He still holds up, and does like, I don't know. Of my 3 3/4 collection, I kept him. I kept a Man. I kept Feltapern Travag from the Cantina. And who's over there? Rees. But so it would have to be somebody from Jabba's palace like that, so, and not just someone that looks like humanoid. It would have to be a weird looking creature. So I'm going to go with Event Mom.
All right. Good pick. What's your favorite innovation that's come to the line?
That's a good question too.
The 2 most common answers are, well, the one super common answer is photoreal. It's kind of obvious. And then some other people have said the butterfly joints.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are the photoreal for sure. But if I didn't have to choose those, um, I really like the Kenner deco,
Okay.
like how they did the
Okay.
Boba Fett and the Admiral Akbar and the Greedo, the Obi-Wan, and who was the third one, the Jawa.
They did a Jawa.
Yeah,
Jawa, yep.
yeah. Like I would love for them to do more things like that, and I just wish it wouldn't just have to require like repaint. Like give us an Ugnaught like that, or we don't need any more Landos clogging up the pegs. So I wouldn't,
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that I think they could do, like to put their paint dollar, put it on somebody like like Ponda Baba. Give us a vintage looking Ponda Baba. Like we already got the figure.
Yeah. That one's wild too, because it's like, the red and blue or whatever.
Yeah. I think that would be pretty neat. They even gave him a cameo in what show was it? Was it Clone
was it
Wars
Rebels or was it
Rebels?
Clone Wars?
I think
it was Clone Wars.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I really would like to see them do more things like that sort of tug on those nostalgia heartstrings, for us old guys.
Yes, I like it. I want more nostalgia, but I want it from Revenge of the Sith, personally. That's because when I was like 10,
Dude,
I was like
that's
11
just showing your age
when that came out.
Oh
So,
my God! So
I know.
you were living that life when Revenge of the Sith came out, man. I was already
That was like the peak of my life. I was in 5th grade. I had long hair because I was like, and in recess, all my friends, like, we would play Star Wars, and I was Anakin because I had the long hair, and like that was like the peak of my life. Like those figures.
I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, like that was.
I'm jealous
such a
you
good
got to
time.
be a kid. You got to be a kid during that movie, and that's awesome. Like I was already out of college, but if I had as much of a good time with my buddies around that time period. We went to Star Wars Celebration 3. I met a bunch of my heroes, got a bunch of autographs, a bunch of the really obscure Jedi Knights. I met the guy who played Tessic there, Gerald Home. He passed away, I think, last year. But
yeah, he did.
I'll grab. There's like, I don't think
that's so rad. I love that you got to be a kid during that movie.
During we would always pretend we were in the the Battle of Geonosis,
so cool.
with all of us Jedi, and I don't think I've talked about this in the pod, but this is like my childhood Anakin saber.
Wow,
So
that's
it's
so
like
cool.
Even though it's probably the least expensive thing in my room, it's like probably what I adore the most. Like I look at it, and these are like the memories of when I was little. Like battling lightsaber.
Yeah, that's some battle damage.
That is a well-loved lightsaber.
Yeah, it has
for sure.
all the markings all over. Like this is all scratched up, and like all the markings on the. Every time I look at this, I just think like me and all my friends and my cousins just lightsaber battling back in the day. That was when life was at its peak. You had nothing to worry about.
See, I always wonder. I always wonder about that. Being an older guy, wondering like what it was like being a kid who got to grow up on those movies. Because I don't have any kids. I can't have kids due to the cancer stuff. But my nephews are from the sort of generation. My nephews were born in like 2005 and 2008, I believe. So they missed the prequels as well. And the OT, just like my one nephew's super into Mandalorian, and now he went back and he watched all the movies. He watched Clone Wars and all that stuff. And it's cool to see that some kids are catching on, but it doesn't seem like it's the same like it was for us when we were kids, because I think the reason for that is that there's so much more out there. Like there's not just Star Wars. There's the Marvel universe. There's the DC stuff. There's
and video games are a lot bigger now.
Video games, absolutely, video games. And there's a million things to watch there's so much stuff to watch now, like, with all the streaming services, and then you got Fortnite. My nephews are really into Fortnite, and so yeah, I mean, props to you, dude, for getting to grow up during that time. That's awesome. Yeah.
We got one more question for you before we let you go. Black Series or the Vintage Collection?
Black Series.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Not even a hesitation.
It's only because, I mean, Vintage Collection, my friend Jason will give me shit for this, but Vintage Collection is where I came from, so I recognize that as like the origins of the passion of collecting this stuff. But I think that there is so much untapped potential in Black Series that they are just not utilizing. And I mean, what can we do but just like talk about it on a show like this? Mm-hmm. So I really thank you guys for giving me the time to talk about this stuff and to be on your show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
I really do appreciate it. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So you guys rock, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Yeah, give us a little plug before you go of ways people can find and support you.
Oh, okay. If you guys are into music and want to hear some cool tunes, Distortion Prod, as in productions, distortionprod.com is our website. You can like us on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. I don't get crazy with the social media stuff, just due to time factors, but y'all can friend me on Facebook just under Jim Simonic, check out our band camp on our Distortion Productions website. Definitely go there. You can hear the Transformers thing, the Crow. Mm. If you like what those bands are doing, check out their solo albums. We have some really amazing artists from all over the world on there. And we are dropping a new album tomorrow by Misfit Toys from Florida.
Oh, look at that!
They're kind of like dark evil kind of stuff. So if you like dark electronic music, come check us out, man.
Nice. You should join the. Are you a member of the Black Series Cantina Facebook group?
If I'm not, I will be shortly.
Yes. Mike, send me the invite. Are y'all friends on Facebook?
I will. And Zach, you friend me on Facebook if we're not already friends.
And I'll follow on Instagram and all that. So yeah, thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Great.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks, Mike. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for being on. Absolutely.
Hey, keep collecting. I hope you find some good stuff this week, and you guys take care of yourselves, and happy holidays to you.
You too. Absolutely. Thanks for being on.
All right, take care, bro.
Bye-bye. All right.
Yeah, it's a great conversation there.
Great conversation. I didn't know what to expect when I invited him on. Like, I didn't actually know how much of a fan he was. I just see him on Facebook groups, and I didn't even know he collected Black Series because I met him in the Transformers scene. So it was neat to see how into Black Series he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's always good to talk to another collector and hear some thoughts and opinions about some things, and you get a view from
some that we don't agree with, but you know what? It's good to not have an echo chamber. Absolutely. And it's fun to have, we had respectful discourse, even when we didn't all agree. Like, we just kind of said our piece and moved on because you know what, Zach? We're just talking about toys. We're just talking about toys.
About as simple as it gets, right there.
It's just toys. That's it.
So you're not one of those people that whenever you spit facts on Twitter, they just start cussing at you instead of saying, "Oh,
what's
right."
weird? Yeah, what's weird is if I'm wrong on Twitter and someone posts something that gives me a reason of why I was wrong, I would just say, "Okay, I don't agree with that," or "Thank you, like I didn't know that," and then I would either correct it, I would delete maybe wrong stuff I said. Like, there's a lot of things I would do, but doubling down and swearing and then blocking is not something that I would personally do, because at the end of the day, we are just talking about toys. And I wouldn't compare anyone to Marie Antoinette.
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot to bring up. I was gonna introduce you as Mike, maybe confuses Mary Antoinette.
Maybe
I forgot
maybe
to
Marie
introduce
Antoinette.
you like that. Gosh darn it!
Oh, that would have been so funny. So if you don't know what we're talking about, we got into a little tizzy because we're gonna start talking about news, and we only had so many. Yeah, we only had so many news this last 2 weeks, and it was basically just our second wave of Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary figures. So they got announced last Tuesday, was it?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And, there were some people who their first instinct is to say, oh, they're just repaints, which is, whatever, it's fine. Yeah. But then there are people that look at them and they try to point out all the different ways they think Hasbro is wrong or messed up or lazy. And here's the thing.
And out to screw you.
And out to screw you. Like they have a vendetta. Yeah, no one's forcing you to buy any of this stuff, but you're getting, and if you do buy it, you are getting ripped off because I don't know the logic behind that is baffling. But so let's talk about what they announced for Wave 2. In Wave 2, we have the Emperor, which is a weird choice. It's not a choice I would have chosen, or it is, but I wouldn't have archived him.
I wouldn't have
like
archived
a month
it
before.
That's the issue. Yeah,
I think the archive line really is kind of the thing that's gumming people up here because we had the Skiff-Guard Lando in the first wave, and now we've got Emperor Palpatine in the second wave, and both of those figures were archived before this, and you just don't need there's no big need for those.
Yeah,
they could have just done the 40th anniversary line and been done with it because then you'd hit both camps. You get the people that didn't get them the first time around and they're looking to pick them up, or you get the people that they want the card because there are people that collect Black Series for the boxes. I know it's weird. It's not me. Except for the credit collection, I guess. but there are people that collect them because they're on the card. And that's fine. I get that. And you've essentially just have the amount of people that would want that figure because it's a weird choice.
Yeah, and the easiest solution would have been don't do the Emperor. Well, maybe like don't archive him, but don't do him in a standard Return of the Jedi release anyways. Re-release the throne.
That's the thing.
Put
right
the Emperor,
there. Yep.
like do like the Wampa box they did because they released the Wampa a long time ago, and then they did it for the 40th for Empire. But just put the Emperor like in a card, and then also include the throne. Then that way you get the card out there. You can charge a hell of an amount for it. People will buy it, and you can make it a Con exclusive or a Pulse exclusive, whatever you want it to be. Amazon exclusive again if they must have the throne only be from Amazon. Like there's
at
ways
the very
to get
least,
that out.
At the very least, they could have released maybe like an alternate head and the alternate lightning hands.
Yeah.
Maybe not the throne, but give us the angry face and a regular face and a cane and then the lightning hands. Yeah. And that could have been a fun release for the people that didn't get the throne, but at least this way they're getting lightning hands to go with it, Yeah, so,
absolutely.
Or just don't release it in the archive. It's just a weird choice. You are Hasbro. I don't know if anyone's told you this, but you're in control of what you release. You know what you're releasing.
Yeah.
Like...
I just wonder if they're like, they have to release the archive version first to get people who want the Emperor, and then they're like, well, those people will also want it on a card. So then those people
they're trying to double dip
that buy it twice. Because then if you do it the reverse way, everybody who would buy the archive already has the card version, and then they're not getting that double dip like they would. So I think that's probably their mentality behind it, and they're trying to maximize.
I don't like it.
Maximize the profit there, but.
It's a weird gamble because I feel like all it's doing visually is diminishing the line by people just seeing a bunch of unwanted figures that will go on discount.
Yeah, and they'll be on clearance, because now there's going to be a million Emperors out there, and
Yep.
I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing to have Emperors out there, but we just don't need it in two separate lines within the same year, half of the,
Yep.
So,
but also kind of on that same line where the figure that was recently released was Bib Fortuna, who came out either at the very beginning of this year or at the very end of last year, depending on when you got that wave. Yeah. This one though does seem a little different. It comes with the same stuff. It comes with the cups, which for me, like I've got half a Cantina bar. I want more cups.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
I don't care about having more cups. But the weird thing is he does seem to be a little bit less blue. Does he look less blue to you?
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed is it looks like they improved the paint sculpt, which it's not enough for me. I do want to see it in hand, but it's not enough for me to grab another one. But I know you're begrudgingly in on another bib, right?
Well, so I have it pre-ordered. I might cancel it, and that's the nice thing about pre-order things is I always put a pre-order down and I can cancel it later.
Yeah.
This one I'm on the fence for. I might cancel it and just wait to see it in person.
You have
like
to
on
see
a store shelf.
Yeah, you know,
to see if it really is different.
Yeah.
It does, so I have it pre-ordered, but I might cancel
it down a little bit. The blue paint all over the.
And if they did, I'm 100% replacing it. I'm replacing the one on shelf with that one because it is a little blue on the one that already came out. So yeah.
And then we got a Stormtrooper, which is
we're getting
getting the Stormtrooper.
It's the new mold.
New mold.
So
which is fine. It's good to have armor builders in the line.
Absolutely, I'm getting one because why not have another Stormtrooper? Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, and then so that's just really nothing to talk about there.
Not really. It's a Stormtrooper. We've already gotten it.
Yeah. But Chewbacca, I didn't think I would need another Chewbacca, especially on the same body that we've gotten a few times already. But they found a way. They found a way to pull me right back in. They're getting my $25, and I'm getting the Chewbacca, the new head. And I know you're in on this one for sure.
Oh, 100%. As soon as I saw, because I even made a comment about it. I think we talked about it in the last episode a little bit because it leaked.
It was on the back of the Game Guard box,
on the game, which they still haven't announced.
Officially, yeah.
They still haven't officially announced the Gamorrean Guard, so we're not talking about it. But Chewbacca has been officially announced. He has a new head on the old body. It's the Return of the Jedi head. It's got the chain around it with a little collar.
Yep.
So if you want to Return of the Jedi, specifically at Jabba's palace, Chewbacca, to go with your new Leia Bausch, she now has her Jabba's prisoner, Chewbacca, to go in.
Yep, and I'm 100% in. You know me, I like very scene specific things for some reason.
And it is.
I don't know why, and it's very, very scene specific. I would have liked to see him maybe come. I haven't watched the scene in a while, but I would like to see him maybe come with some I'm missing the word right now. Some cuffs.
Manacles?
Some cuffs or whatever.
Some cuffs.
But also the chain might be a little short, but we'll just have to wait and see how it is in hand or whatever. But I'll probably just have Chewbacca with like his arms behind his back and Leia holding the chain or whatever. So that'll be really cool. And then Paploo.
But the last one's Paploo is controversial. This is the controversial one. Yeah, for some reason.
I don't get why, but
Paploo was originally released in the Heroes of Endor box set from 2020. He came on a speeder bike, and that was the only way to get him for a long time.
Yeah.
Which means that he wasn't really available for mass people, for like the masses, because he was locked behind a $130 multi-pack purchase.
Yeah, that's what I haven't had a Paploo, so it's
I just haven't opened mine. I never opened it,
and now
speeder
in the box. Right?
Now I feel vindicated, although I still feel like I should open it up to get another speeder bike on my shelf. But we're getting Paploo, and here is the fun part: is people are upset about the card that he comes on.
And I do want to preface this by saying, people who don't pay attention are upset with the card.
That's true.
And we're not going to name names. If you want to hear us name names, subscribe to our Patreon and then listen to the intro, because we kind of went off a little bit.
Yeah, we named some names there. But so here's the thing. Here's what happened.
Follow us on Twitter and look at the replies.
Yeah, that too. You can look at all that. We explained all this in detail. You can read it in all its glory, because we're not deleting anything. But we had a little bit of a scuffle with a couple people online, and people taking the line a little seriously.
Was it
toys.
you just tweeting from both accounts?
So, let's clear that up out of the way. I have my own Twitter account. Sometimes I will post, like when there's a new episode, I'll post the episode on there. But for the most part, that's all I ever post on the Black Series Cantina Twitter account. Zach is usually 100. It's like 95% of the time. If that's being posted on, it's Zach. So just in case you're ever curious, I don't know who needs to know this, but if you're talking to someone on the Black Series Cantina, it's probably Zach, because I'll just comment from my own personal account.
So Mike is not liking his own tweets.
I'm not liking my own tweets. I'm not responding to myself to win an argument. But so here's what happened back in the day when Kenner was releasing these. You know, they were making Ewoks and stuff, and they were just literally taking screen grabs from the movie. I don't even know how they got those back in 1983. I'm sure they were sent pictures or something, but for whatever reason, the image they sent of Poplu wasn't Poplu. The Ewok they put on the package of Poplu isn't Poplu. It's Ramba, I think.
It's like Ramba or Ram. It's like Ramba. It starts with an R.
It's almost like a Roomba, but I think there's just one O. So people are complaining that what's on the package doesn't match what's in the package, and the answer is duh. It shouldn't, because that's not Poplu. But they did that because that's what the original card did. Because Hasbro, to a fault, will match the original card. That's why you get Chewbacca from Empire Strikes Back with a Star Wars picture on him. Yeah, same thing with Darth Vader. You get an Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. It's got the New Hope Darth Vader on the front, because they're just matching.
And they went as far as swapping Zuckuss and Forlom on that 2-pack.
Correct. Yep.
The names.
Absolutely correct. Yep. So whatever they did on the original package, they're going to match the package. But then to take it a step further, this is not a Kenner version of the figure. It's just an homage to the original packaging. Yeah. The figure inside is still the Black Series figure,
realistic.
The way they made it. Exactly. Sometimes Hasbro will do Kenner-inspired figures to match the Kenner-inspired packaging. So that's like the Boba Fett Kenner. We talked about it with Jim a little bit. The Obi-Wan, the Jawa, Greedo, and the Akbar that just came out. That was Jim's favorite. Those are meant to be like the original figures. The figures they're painted differently. They might come with different accessories. So if you're complaining that saying something like, oh, they're just being lazy with the packaging, because if they were really doing that, the Bib Fortuna would come with the staff. That's not necessarily true, because the staff is a Kenner-inspired figure, and it's just the packaging that's Kenner-inspired. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The figure inside isn't Kenner-inspired. Yeah. So I know it can be a little confusing. I'm just trying to
clear it up,
set the record straight there.
Yeah.
So far, everything's fine. And here's the thing: if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it.
I didn't know that.
No one's forcing you to purchase this.
You know what I do think you know what I do think is really cool, that I remember whenever they announced that Akbar, and I was like, I mean, it's an Akbar. I kind of wish it was something a little cooler for the convention exclusive or whatever. It's something that I'd be interested in. But like, it just, like with our conversation with Jim, it just goes to show that there's always somebody who's like really into whatever that is. So there's a purpose for Hasbro releasing it. There's always somebody.
There is a target audience. Yeah, there is a target audience for every release, and it just might not be you.
Yeah, he bought his first ever figure. He said he bought when he was 6 years old was that vintage Akbar. So that like hit home for him, and that's an instant purchase. But for me, it's like, I could care less about. So much so that
he would grab it. He would grab it before he left. Like if his house was on fire, that's what he would grab.
Yeah. Like that's really cool. It's like a super different perspective there.
Absolutely, and it's cool to see that representation of that is for him. Yeah, it might not be for you. If you're listening to this, you might not care at all about Kenner-inspired figures because you never collected them and they don't mean anything to you. And you know what? That's fine. Not everything has to be geared towards you, and just view it as saving money. You don't have to buy it.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yeah, go follow us on Twitter and read some of the.
Yeah, they're a fun read.
Go to like the tweets, replies, and
just keep in mind that the Black Series Cantina is Zach, and the Mike Case is me.
Yes. And I just want to say, I was just like, I mentioned facts, and then I just started getting cussed at. Like if your first reply to whenever somebody like shows you a picture of you said it was inaccurate, here's a picture of it being accurate.
Here's them side by side. Yeah,
side by, and then you're just gonna start cussing at me. You can't. It's just childish and ridiculous, you know. So
I agree.
There's not much you could do with people like that or whatever. So yeah, those are the reveals. That's people complaining about. Most of them have been re-released already. That's just what these 40th lines are. You're going to get some new, mostly re-releases. Yeah. It is what it is. The next wave is when we're starting. The next wave is going to be great. It's going to be the fire wave. Yeah. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. For sure. So in other news, the Walmart shipper is hitting stores. Have you? Yeah, the controversial. I have not. I have been. Around me. Let me count this on my head. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6, 7 Walmarts. 7 Walmarts that I can go to within like a 25-mile radius of where I live. So it takes about 3 hours to hit them all, going from one to the other or whatever. I've been to 6 of them in the last week. Nothing. Zero things from the. I haven't seen this. Then the shipper might have been out and I missed it, because that's the thing, is it doesn't seem like maybe they're not putting it in the toy aisle. They're just putting it out in the middle of
on a random aisle. Yeah. So it's really hard to. Maybe it was out and I missed it. Maybe that never got put out. Maybe they were so backed up it's still in the back. Who knows? But there is a shipper that's got Marvel Legends, it's got Transformers, and it's got Black Series figures on it.
Yep, and those figures include the clone shock trooper from Bad Batch. This is really cool that it has the Jenny Tartakovsky Clone Wars figures, the Mace Windu, the Grievous.
Yeah, because they never showed up in stores. Like we all got them online, but they never showed up in stores.
So that's really cool to see those kind of randomly popping up in there. I have not encountered. I've only been to one Walmart, so I haven't really been hunting. Just kind of time, and like all the other Walmarts except for that one are super out of the way for me, so I haven't really put in the effort to go find it. It also has the One Jack and Purge Trooper that people are coming across, and then the Holiday Scout Trooper with the little sack with Grogu in it. I hope I find it, because I would like to get the Purge Trooper so I can just cancel my pre-order for that.
So
that'd be cool.
Weird thing about the Purge Trooper. First of all, it says they're shipping like in a week or two. But who knows if they actually will, because like, I don't know.
You never know.
We're already getting some things pushed back, which you have down here, but the Walmart Halloween Wookiee and the Aldani Mission Andor got pushed back into January 6th. And the Holiday Scout Trooper did as well.
Oh, yeah.
If you ordered that online. So all of those got pushed back to release on January 6th. So if you order them online, you might not get them before Christmas. You probably won't get them before Christmas. However, today, just like 2 hours before we started, I typed in Purge Trooper on Walmart's website. It was $27.99. I have 2 on pre-order.
Is it in stock?
It was in stock, and it let me buy 1, and it said it should be here by Friday. It wouldn't let me buy 2. I tried to buy 2. When I tried to buy 2, it said no, it's not in stock. But when I lowered it to 1, it went through.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah. I see. I'm on it now, and it looks like it's gone now. It's not even. So it was in stock earlier today. So we're recording this on December 8th. Yeah. And as of around like 1 or 2 p.m. Pacific, I ordered 1, which means I paid the $6 or $7 shipping or whatever. But like, I kind of want to just get 1 just to get 1. I've got 2 on pre-order. I figured I could give them away or return them back to Walmart, to get my money back or something. So not honestly,
a big deal.
Even if I found one in store, I just realized I probably wouldn't cancel my online one. Is because
keep them
that same day. they announced that animated Spider-Man, on the retro card, and I have it tied with that. It's one each, so I got the free shipping. So I would lose the free shipping on the Spider-Man.
You would lose the free shipping on it.
So I would just keep it anyways. Yeah. But so be on the lookout for those. Of course, leave it up to Walmart to delay those figures. We were literally, I think last episode or the episode before, I can't remember. We were talking about which retailers have delivered or ship the holiday figures, and we were like, we're waiting on Walmart. All right, let's see what they're going to do. And then, of course, delayed.
Delayed.
We'll have
unless you find a shipper in store. Yeah, unless you find a shipper in store.
Let's find the shipper. And, maybe you get it in time for next Christmas.
Yep. And then another thing that they've got shipping, they had the 2 Andor figure exclusives. So the Walmart Imperial Officer, you got yours.
Yep, I got mine.
Shipped to you. Mine is coming on, I think, Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I really like him. I do wish. Remember, like the promo photo had like, the one that Shooting the Galaxy did, where like this was all like out somehow. It looked like it was sculpted to like bend, like with the wind or whatever, but it's not. So
you just turn it inside out.
False advertising. Wait, was that what it was? Was it just?
Yeah, you just turn it inside out.
It doesn't work like that though.
Lance Peter Luke did it.
Did he?
Yeah.
I need to go.
He released a video on it. He's got to like.
Look at this. Like that? No, this looks ridiculous. This looks absolutely ridiculous. It's like
it looks better on camera than it probably looks in person. Like if you look at it from the front.
Yeah, it looks. Bro, this is ass. This is not good. This is not.
That's all they did. That's all he did on
I didn't know that.
On the shoot was he turned it inside out. No, that's.
I mean, I guess if you want to simulate like wind, like really blowing by.
Yeah. Yep.
But wasn't what I thought it was going to be, I guess. But yeah, whenever it's down, it's like, it's actually really cool. The nice black and sleek, and like you can easily replace the head, which is cool, which I've done it. I've figured. So
is the hat sculpted on?
Yeah, the hat sculpted on, unfortunately.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. But so if this guy hits clearance, I'll probably pick up another one or two to, I have that Obadiah Stane head that I could like pop on or something to make another officer, or like there's like a Miles Morales head that looks nothing like the kid from the game. Or something like that. No, maybe not the Miles. Maybe it might be the original Black Panther looked nothing like the actor Chadwick.
Mm-hmm.
So I might do that and paint it up or whatever. Good customs or whatever. But yeah, it's a really cool figure. I like it a lot better than I thought I would.
So now we're just missing the Aldani Andor. That got delayed, but I've also got both coming from an online store that Lance Peter Luke turned us on to. Is the Return of the Nerd, or I think is what it was.
The guy from Taiwan.
He's literally in Taiwan, and he was having a Black Friday special.
I should have got stuff from his sale. I don't know why that.
It was $17.99 shipped, so that's not even like.
That's so good.
Yeah, it was a great deal. So I got both of those because he had both the Walmart figures, and then he had the Amazon 3-pack for $42. So I returned the one I got from Amazon to Amazon unopened. I just returned it back, and then I bought that from him, and then Amazon put theirs on sale for the same price. So like whatever, fine, but I still feel better that I'm helping support, a smaller store rather than
for sure.
Rather than I'm not giving Jeff Bezos any money, which I'm okay. I feel better about plenty. To be honest. Yeah, he has plenty of money.
Yeah, I should have capitalized on that sale, but I did not. Yeah.
Capitalize. Did you get any other Black Friday?
No,
figures?
I didn't purchase anything. I don't think I did anyways. I'm blanking out, but I don't think I made any online purchase for Black Friday.
Yeah. I had to look it up. It's Return of the Nerd.
Return of the Nerd
on Instagram. So the way his store works, you can just go. He has a website you can go to, and I think there's a link on his thing. And then if you want anything, because I think in Taiwan it's illegal to sell things from websites. So you just message him what you want. He creates a PayPal order for you. You pay it, and then he ships it. And he makes you a little video when he like packs it and ships it, like a personalized video. So that's pretty cool. And I'll give him another shout out when I get the package in. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think for both those figures and that 3-pack, it was like $80 shipped, which is a great deal.
Hey, you know what's out right now?
What's out right now?
The Jedi Survivor trailer.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to watch it after. We're gonna have to watch it after. I don't think we can put it on here.
I'm looking at stills right now.
I know. Look, I have it actually. I have it queued up and ready to go as soon as we're done here.
The Jedi Temple, or at least it looks.
Stop
like
it! Don't give anything away. I'm gonna watch it.
Wait,
I'm gonna watch it when we're done here.
It's not the Jedi Temple. It just looks like the books, the blue, like the blue light books or whatever. The little holocron wall.
I'm gonna watch it when we're done with this. Like as soon as we're done, I'm watching it.
I'm excited.
But we're not done with the news yet.
We're not through with news.
No, before we get into our big story, the thing that happened as soon as we were done recording our previous episode.
all the drama.
Yeah, but before we get into that, I just wanted to know, where is Wave 34?
I need it.
It's been so long. So I broke down, and the guy, the toy snowman, which I talked about in the last one that gave me the Warhammer figure, he sent me a message on like the 1st or 2nd saying, "Hey, I got this wave in. Do you want it?" And I was like, "How much for the case?" And he said, "I'll send you all the figures with that minus the Jedi Obi-Wan, which I don't need because I already have."
Yeah.
For $150. Exactly. For $150, all I have to do is give him a little shout out when I get him. So I'm giving him a bunch of shout outs because he's a cool guy. I've talked to him a couple times now.
Do you know if he listens to the podcast?
I don't know. I hope so.
Well, if he does,
Amir, if you're, yeah.
If you want shout outs, I got a very large Instagram audience. So for $150, I'll take that Wave 34. I'll send you my address. We can work it out. All right, cool.
It was like 150 or 160. But yeah, I basically am getting it for a lot less than I would have just ordering it. And it's coming from Canada, Montreal, and it's going to be here on Monday. But
lucky.
Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, like where are they? They had Entertainment Earth had these individually. Like, where's the cases? Like, for the people that ordered the cases, why aren't we getting those?
I did see an email earlier, or not an email. I did see a picture earlier of, apparently GameStop is sending an email saying they're going to be shipping them soon.
They're shipping theirs soon. Yes, so exactly.
Within the next week, they'll probably be shipping those out. So
because Wave 35 is already hitting overseas.
Yeah.
Like Landspeeder Luke, who orders figures from the future, already has
Wicket already.
Wave. Yeah, he has Wicket already.
He has Wicket too.
He's got 2023 figures already in hand.
Yeah.
Because he orders everything from the future. But the return of the nerd guy also got that case, but he's selling cases for a little bit more than I want to pay. It was like $280 or $290 shipped for that, and I'm like, I don't want to spend the extra $100 just to get it a little early.
Yeah, it was, what wave was it? I think it was Wave 32. The wave before the Kenobi wave.
Yeah.
It was wave 32 or 31. I can't remember exactly which, but he had that wave a little early, and I was mentioning about the price, and I was like, I can wait, and then.
Yeah, I can wait. I can wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, hopefully Entertainment Earth ships Wave 34 soon, because I need it in my life.
It's driving me crazy.
I need that Dark Maul. Like, as soon as you send.
I want to get it before the year ends.
Yeah, I know. I would still technically count it as a 2022 figure because, I mean, if Entertainment Earth has shipped singles, it's popped up in some stores, like local places.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
if GameStop's going to be shipping it before Christmas, then, but who knows? Who knows? We know who knows. You know who's not going to be shipping it?
Dorkside Toys.
Dorkside Toys. There ain't no way
That's why
it.
I specifically didn't mention them when I was calling out stores by name. So yeah, as soon as we were done with our previous episode, someone on our Facebook group posted that picture that was going around of someone saying, I used to work for Dorkside Toys and this is what's going on right now. And it was all conjecture. It was all kind of rumor, but you know, they're saying that they got their PayPal suspended and that the FBI could raid their warehouses and that things weren't looking good for them. And there was a lot.
And at that point in time, so you never know if it's like disgruntled employee.
Yeah, you never know. Exactly.
You know, so you just take it with a grain of salt. And then some actual stuff starts, like there's some stuff that starts happening.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people started getting things canceled that they had on pre-order. And a lot of people that used PayPal started having issues with getting refunds because their PayPal account got canceled, like from PayPal.
Yeah.
So the Dorkside Toys PayPal account got canceled. And I was surprised at how many people use PayPal for Dorkside, because like I don't do that because I want to wait until it ships to get to pay for it. Like with PayPal, they charge up front, and I don't want to do that. So so then like sometime this last week, is the day that these figures went up for pre-order. The 40th anniversary wave 2 went up. Dorkside Toys took down all of their pre-orders, so
and
you could not pre-order.
Sign.
Yes,
you couldn't. You could only order stuff in stock.
In stock, no pre-orders, and that for me, that was the confirmation. Like that's all I need. If a store isn't taking pre-orders on anything, that means that they're dead. That means they're not expecting to get anything new in. What they have is what they have, and that's it.
Yeah.
There were also a couple other things, like they had their all sales final, but I think honestly that was just for the sale they were having. I just think it was coincidental. That was on there,
but also in that guys that former employees little like spiel, he put they have no cash and cannot do any refunds. So, but then making all sales final, I was like, maybe that part's true.
That's
as well,
true.
You know,
yeah, it probably was true. Yeah.
And then in our group chat, we were like, well, I would expect like they're gonna have to liquidate what they have like very fast. And then the big sale happened, and it's like they officially announced we're going out of business sale.
Yesterday.
That was yesterday. Yeah, so
it was yesterday.
I think the last day is the 18th.
18th.
Right? I haven't checked.
And I just checked right now. There are 7 things that you can pre-order from Dorkside's website that are Black Series, not pre-order, but order.
Pre-order. Oh, I was about to say.
There are only 7 things that you can order. There used to be 8 before when we started this, but I think it was Casca Reeves just disappeared off the site. So right now, if you want to order a Black Series figure on Dorkside Toys, you can get Bad Batch Wrecker for $15.99.
Good deal.
And you can get Tech for $10, and those are the only 2 figures they have discounted. They have the Optimus Prime. Wow, no, they have Darth Vader premium electronic helmet for $150, which is the normal price. They have the Rey's lightsaber for $265, which is the normal price. They have the Return of the Jedi Deluxe Boba Fett for $39.99, which is more than the normal price. And then they have the comic Darth Maul for $28, which is about, I guess, the normal price for that. And then they have the 6-inch Attack of the Clones.
This is
Padawan Anakin Skywalker for $25. So only 2 of the things that you can buy off their website are even discounted right now. Everything else is like full price or more than full price. Yeah.
Last night
was a smorgasbord. Yeah. So I think we got the same thing. We both got 2 of the Elite Squad members because they were $10 a piece.
$25 after shipping. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's an absolute steal to put those on
and
the shelf.
then I also got the Power of the Force 2 Greedo because I have that one not open. It's on my shelf, and I kind of want to get one open because I like the paint on it a little bit better than the regular Greedo. So I mean it was like $16 or something like that, and I was like, why not?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna find it cheaper than that probably. So So I bought that and the 2 Elite Troopers, and it was like $40 shipped.
Yeah, that's
to me.
That's an insane deal. I got 2 of the Elite Troopers. They do still have. I just checked the Ned Leeds and Peter Parker 2-pack for $25, which is a hell of a deal.
That's a hell of a deal.
I very much regret paying the damn. It was probably 55 or something. I can't remember, but I very much regret that purchase now. Wish I would have waited for a sale or something on that. But so if you don't have that and are wanting to get it, hopefully it's still there by the time you listen to this podcast. Or if you're a Patreon member and watch right after it goes up, jump on that deal. Well, you could buy it from Dorkside and resell it. Honestly, if you wanted, you could probably make like $25 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it goes for secondary market, but
so their stock is definitely dwindling. Yeah, their stock is dwindling, hour by hour. I think most of the big sale things are gone for the most part.
I've been waiting. I'd pick up another Darth Maul if that goes on sale. The comic Darth Maul.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that helmet, I might have to do the helmet if they put that on sale too. The Darth Vader helmet.
I will get the Darth Vader helmet if it goes on sale, but it depends on how much.
Yeah, I have the Empire one, but I just think they improved it so much with the paint.
Heck, honestly, I'd also get the lightsaber if it went on sale enough.
Oh, the Rey one. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Just to have an official lightsaber, why not?
And that one's cool because you actually flip it. Like it spins, and then the color, you see the color on the inside, and then it goes up.
Yeah, so I might get that, depending on the sale. I'm not going to buy it full price, but if it goes on sale, I'll think about it.
Yep. So RIP DorksideToys.
But if you
were big on
I kind of waited
toys.
to... I was. Dorkside for a while was my go-to. Like, as soon as things went up for pre-order, that's where I pre-ordered them from, was DorksideToys. So yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely pretty sad about them going out. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw someone on Facebook, they were like, "Let's all band together and help them out." Like, no, dude. Like, no, that's not how this works.
I mean,
like,
if they're being investigated by the FBI for like fraud or something, I'm not helping nobody. Yeah, I'm not giving nobody my cash that's using it for.
I'm not one of those hardline capitalists, like everything's gonna be privatized guys. But like, this is legitimately a business and not a charity. Like, that's not how this works. Yeah,
for sure, 100%.
And I might snag that. I wish I'd gotten that tech figure. It's $10. If I ever lose the backpack again, I'll have extra backpacks.
That's true. Or you can do a giveaway on your channel or podcast or whatever.
Or that. That's right. Assuming I have a podcast.
Yeah, I haven't kicked you off yet,
Nope. So yeah, Dorkside is officially going out of business. And, I didn't have a perfect relationship with them. They messed up a couple of my orders over here and there, and there was that one time where I pre-ordered the first wave of the classified G.I. Joe figures, and it took a year for them to get to me. But at the same time, I also got back in 2020, I got Grogu way before he was available in stores from them. I got the Hoth Rebel Soldier way before he was in stores for them, and I put those reviews up, and those are some of my highest viewed videos for Black Series because of that. So they helped out a guy. That was back before people like Lance Peter Luke were buying them from the future.
And was it the Kenobi wave, or was it the wave before that me and you both pre-ordered from, and they sent it super super early? Was it the Kenobi wave?
Oh yeah, that was from Entertainment Earth.
Are you sure? I thought it was from Dorkside.
No, I'm pretty sure it's from Entertainment Earth.
I feel like I'm pretty sure it was from Dorkside. I'm gonna look. Let's
now. Look.
I'm looking. Up.
Okay, let's look. We're gonna look it up.
Maybe I canceled. Why isn't I put new batteries in this thing? All right, I'm going to Dorkside. Here we go.
All right, we'll race to see who's there. My orders. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here we go.
I can't even sign in. What do you mean you forgot my password?
The last full wave I got from them was the one with Ahsoka and Echo and Omega.
Okay, so
and the
that wave then.
It was that wave.
That because I remember we both got it super early, from Dorkside. So that I guess it was that wave.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dorkside's been good. But
yeah, they've been genuinely
good
pretty good for me, but not good enough to stay in business, it looks like. But the first full wave of figures I ever bought from them was the one with Revan. I'm looking at it right now. That was September 30th, 2016. I got the full Wave 9 6-inch case pack for $125. $125 for
good times.
For six, or was it six figures? 6 figures.
Good time. I've always really liked Big Bad Toy Store because of the pile of loot. That was always a real convenient. So.
Yeah, so I've mostly moved to Big Bad Toy Store, but also Entertainment Earth now. I still do Hasbro Pulse because I pay for the shipping from them, and that comes in clutch sometimes. But Entertainment Earth is a lot closer to me than anything else. So I usually get that stuff real fast when it comes out.
Yeah, whenever we've had stuff shipped from Entertainment Earth at the same time, and you're like right down the street, so you get it, and I got to wait 8 days because the shipping
you have to wait
sucks,
a week, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So I got to wait like 8 days or 12 days, and then I finally get it 3 Black Series Cantina episodes later, you know? But it is what it is. I like Entertainment Earth, and I like use my own link to get, you know, my 8% back.
Same. Yeah, I buy stuff from my own links. So you get that money back.
Yeah, even with the Amazon links, like I'll use my own link, and anytime my wife buys something, she'll go through my Instagram or TikTok and click on the link or whatever, or my link tree, and then click on that link and buy things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, anything we can do to get a percentage back, you know, help out.
Yeah, it helps out. Every little bit helps.
Yep, that is for sure. Well, you got anything else you want to bring up before we close the pod?
No, honestly, I think that's it, man. We had a good episode. Thanks again, Jim, if you're listening to this. Thanks for jumping on and talking nostalgia with us.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's plug our next episode. So this is very important.
Yes.
We're going to have a holiday special Christmas party, Black Series Cantina Christmas party, Thursday, December 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So, Mike, don't get it mixed up this time like you did this episode.
Nope.
6 p.m.
It'll be
Pacific,
at 9 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific,
Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern.
It's going to be fun.
Here. It's open to all Patreon levels. We'll be live, and we're going to be giving away a ton of figures.
Yeah, we're going to be doing our Wheel of Death, and we'll have how many figures to give away?
I'm going to count off right now. We have...
Is it 10?
Black Chrysanthemum, the original Mandalorian, the 13th Battalion Clone Trooper, the 501st Clone Trooper, Aura Singh, so that's 5, the Flame Trooper from Fallen Order, and then Zalbar, so that's 7, and then we also have Echo from Bad Batch, Ahsoka, so that's 9. The Dark Trooper Deluxe came out recently. And then we have Hunter from the Bad Batch, which is a very sought-after figure these days. So that's what, 11? Is that 11 or something? 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, should
11,
we do
11 figures?
Should we add what? I feel like we should add one more in there just to make it 12, like a 12 days of Christmas.
Oh, you think so? Yeah. So
yeah. Why don't we add in Bo-Katan?
Why not? Yeah. All right, we're gonna add in Bo-Katan too. So. If you don't have some of these figures or you want extra for custom, if you're a Patreon member, you're going to be eligible for the win. Are we going to do one? You can only win one item, or are we going to bump it up to 2 maybe?
Yeah. No.
Oh, so
you can only win one.
There will be 12
winners.
Separate winners.
12 winners.
And
yes,
we'll
12 separate winners.
We'll pay for all the shipping, so that's on us.
Even if it's
international.
Not in the even if it's international, we'll take care of it. Although any custom fees, like I don't know if they tack those on your side, I can't control that. Like I can't pay that or whatever because I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll take care of at least getting it out of our country.
Yeah, so big giveaway next episode, and hopefully
for Christmas.
Yeah, for Christmas. It'll be December 22nd, Thursday night. So hopefully people are off on that Friday maybe, and they can join us late Thursday and watch at the wheel, win some.
Yep.
And those are like the most fun episodes, and our people are in the chat.
They really are. Yeah. And just like always, one for every tier of our Patreon you're a member of, you get 1 entry on the wheel. So if you're all the way at the top, that's 4 entries that you can be in. That's 4 chances that you get your name called, or 3 chances, I guess, maximum, because if you have 4, you're out. But yeah, you know how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you get more chances
of staying on the wheel.
Tier 2, you get 2 entries and so forth.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody's eligible. It'll be a great time. I think, we're going to be giving away a lot of figures. So I'm excited. There should be a good, fun night. And that's the next episode, December 22nd. Mark your calendar, set reminders. I'll post it on my Facebook. I'll post it on the Facebook, and I'll post it on my Instagram page a couple more times to plug that and remind people. We forgot to do this last episode, but do you want to, I know we often get new listeners, so you want to let them know where you're from and you got anything going on?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So I'll currently on my channel right now, Mike Case, just type that in, Kaess. My wife and I are doing a daily advent calendar for Lego, Star Wars, and Guardians of the Galaxy. I've also posted a few Black Series related videos recently. So if you want to go check those out, I've been a lot more active on my YouTube channel. I'm also on the Twitter at Mike Case, and I'm on the Instagram at Trusty Sidekick.
Yep, and you can follow me at the Star Wars Black Series on TikTok and Instagram. Like we said, support us on Patreon, get eligible for that giveaway, and join us. We also have merch. If you want to support the show in a different way, you can buy a mug with our logo, or you can buy a shirt, a hoodie. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be ordering a hoodie soon because it's cold in my basement.
It's getting colder. Yeah,
I always need something, so I'm probably going to. Order a hoodie soon.
Clone Command just sent us a picture of his baby in our fine edition baby onesie, which was fun.
That was very cute. It was.
I was gonna. And also, congratulations to Clone Command.
I meant to ask him if we could show the picture of that on the show, but we'll do that next time or the episode after. I'll ask him. Follow us on Twitter if you want to see all the crazy drama we got into last week. At TBS Cantina, I think we are the decisive winners in that. I just want to say, me and Mike came out with a big dub. Join our Facebook.
You know what's
group.
Sad is they probably think that they came out with the dub.
Well, I mean, anytime your first reaction is to be like, "Oh, bleep you," like you're a jack bleep, then you automatically take the L. And then I think it was funny they blocked you, but not the actual podcast episode yet,
right?
Or like the TBS game. I think they eventually did, or one of them eventually did. And then subtweeting and doubling down. That they did. It's like, whatever.
Anyways.
Join the Facebook group, Black Series Cantina. Always some good conversation and people posting in there. And it's growing. I think we're at 100 and something members. So join that. If you want to chat with us between the show, you can always DM me, which is what most people usually do on Instagram. Or you can send us an email at blackseriescantina@gmail.com. If you want to send us like a picture or a long
anything
email, a request for advertise, which we will not accept because we don't want you all to have to listen to ads. Only about our Patreon. That's the only ad.
It's true.
And that's all I got.
Cool. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us this week. We'll see you for our fun Christmas party on the 22nd. Bye.